Alpha 2017. It is our 11th major in history, and we're getting ever closer to that grand final. Astralis have already booked themselves a semi-final spot, and they will play Gambit, of course, in that semis. Today, however, we have one more quarter-final for you, and it's a big one for both teams, although one obviously fits the pun better. It is, of course, the battle between two qualifiers. We've refreshed our desk once more. Moses and Natu have now joined us. Gents, the story of Big is an incredible one, isn't it? Even if you take out all the controversy and all the drama and everything else, you still have to say they did an incredible job in the groups. And if Fallen says to me they are absolutely brilliant on Inferno, I'm going to believe him. Yeah, definitely. I mean, the story started in the beginning of the year, but I think like the big turning point for them was Copenhagen Games, where they actually mocked it up as a favorite. They lost a Danish team called Singularity, and I think that must have been like a massive, don't want to say big, big.
It's too easy with the puns.
I know, right? Just a learning experience for them to be in that kind of a position where they're going to actually be expected to be winning games. So now then the whole major cycle started off after that, and they've really gone through the tier 2 level really well, just pretty much dominating it left, right, and center. So getting this far now into the Legends when it comes to a major, I think that's a remarkable achievement for them, and a totally new kind of a situation in that sense where how far can they take it? Yeah, I mean, that's always been the question, Jason. When we saw them in the minors and we said, well, you know what, they've got a good chance of making the offline qualifier, but that's probably where they'll end. And then in the offline qualifier, we said, well, they might squeak in, but they won't get out of the groups if they get to the major. And now here we are, they're in the qualifier, so we write them off at our peril, surely, now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. And the big thing that's actually emerged is the question about this team coming in was about the firepower. Do they have enough? Do they have enough fragging? Can they actually make this work with this lineup? I know when this formed, I was one of the guys who looked at this lineup and was like, there's no way they really do anything on the world stage, just because, you know, we'd seen Gabi struggle over in North America to make tactics with a lineup that had some of these same guys in it. And even in North America, that was a problem that you noticed. They just didn't have the fragging power. And then just the level of tactics that they've brought out and having everyone feel very, very comfortable in what they're doing in each set strategy has been remarkable. And you've seen players reach new levels. I mean, Gabi is getting everything he possibly can out of these players, out of this team, and it's been incredible. I think it's about time we stop underestimating them, though. Yeah, that was the next question, because I asked that in the offline qualifier, because we'd done it at the minors a little bit, and then we did it at the offline qualifier, and you can't do it anymore. Also, Fallen said, you know, they played a very different kind of Inferno, much more passive a lot of the time, made it that much harder for them to really make their T-sides work. So the good thing about this team is just like, apart from the questions of can they do it individually, they can adapt within a game, and they have so many different ways of playing on both sides that it kind of throws it off for your opposition. And they are really good at planting those seeds of making you think they're playing in a certain manner, but then they'll switch it up, they'll speed up their game, they'll slow down the pace if they need to, and that's just really cool to see when you add Nex and Tabs and having the kind of tournament they've had so far. That's something they need to still have. You know, that's a big need to carry on doing it, absolutely. We're going to move our attention to Immortals, but just to finish off on Big, currently right now, ranked #1 on HLTV is Tabson, and 5 is Nex. 2 players in the top 5 right now, which is an incredible achievement from both of them. Immortals, on the other hand, they're the perennial strugglers to get to this tournament. We've watched them 3 times trying to qualify, and the first 2 we were kind of frustrated because you look at them and you think, on paper, they really should be a top 16 team in the world, and if you get to a major, you kind of are a top 16 team. And they failed both those times. Now they make it in, and they've gone on a run. They look brilliant through the group stages at times. Yeah, they're looking great, and that's one of the good things about this team is they do have that ability to ride some of the momentum that they build up through a tournament. They are a very emotional team. It's going to be like that within matches, but also you see them playing confidently. And it is certainly surprising the fact that they've made it this far into Legend status after struggling in the group stages so much, but it's been off good performances. Steel, Henny hasn't been bad. I mean, you know, Henny is that one player that we always point to that says he goes up and down, but this team needs him. KNG, I mean, they have Bolt. Steel has obviously stepped up his impact. This whole lineup is performing pretty solid, all things considered. Yeah, a couple of experienced old hands in there in Bolts and Steel. They've been here before, at least in the majors, so they know what it's all like about the pressure. But that's going to be a whole different set of pressure out there in the big arena. Yeah, 100%. I mean, they've been there in the recent times. So, you know, think of Katowice, for example. They made further than anyone was expecting. And, yeah, they've had such a great tournament in the terms of how they are playing in terms of rating. Like, they're all very, very even. It's not about individual. It's not about 2 players. It's all team effort for them. Yeah, everyone's jamming in. Just I have to smile because you see Big backstage.
And all they're doing is laughing and joking around. Yeah, they're just happy all the time, and they've been like that for the last couple of months.
Every once in a while, you got to overcompensate when the nerves come in. Crack a couple extra jokes. You know they're not actually that happy right now.
I wonder if we mic them up, we might have to bleep them or something. Anyway, let's cross across to the arena and get your teams introduced.
GOB is a legendary leader from long ago. And Big is his baby. Controlling every on stage, Big. Brazilian Counter-Strike has been led by the play of SK Gaming, but it has not solely been a one-team story. Yet, Immortals always stumbled when it came time to qualify for the major, finally securing that coveted spot. They are driven by the desire to embark upon their own quest for gold, tempered by the consistent style of Bolts, who has played in the playoffs of majors already. New talent KNG brings the kind of off-ping Brazil is famous for. Welcome on stage, Immortals.
There we go then. Teams are in the arena. They'll also be getting inside their boxes just momentarily, getting themselves ready for this quarterfinals. Of course, Bolts and Still have played here before. It's been almost 2 years, though, since they've made the quarterfinals, so they're not that used to these big tournaments as far as the quarterfinals are concerned. And, of course, Big, Jason, in it for the first time as a team, and despite that, they still have a lot of experience in this team.
Yeah, they absolutely do. I mean, you think even back to like Counter Pit last year, which is like an event that most people choose to forget. Just there was, you know, some issues there, some small issues.
I had my cams in the air.
Listen, I know the hype guy.
Were in the air.
The hype guy was trying to put you out of a job for a little bit, but
Jesus, I thought I was going to lose everything after that.
That was a rough segment, wasn't it? But no, I mean, Tapson in that event was someone who just showed that he was like world class. You know, I mean, he was pretty much when he filled in for the NRG team, he was incredible. Gabi was there, Lagia was there. Those guys have experience as well. Gabi, obviously, one of the legends that goes back to 1.6 playing in majors of the old versions of Counter-Strike. So yeah, there's plenty of experience, but the one thing that they have, even if some of their players are lacking maybe a little bit, and certainly lacking experience on a stage of this size, is the fact, and I've always said this, is that when you are this much of a tactical and strategic team, that's what bails you out of inexperience, because that's when a lot of the decision-making is taken away. You know exactly what to do. You know exactly what your teammate is doing. So the inexperience of having to make like those split-second decisions on this stage in front of the crowd is kind of taken out of your hands in a good way. It's not removed from you entirely, but you know the framework in which you're allowed to make those decisions.
I wanted to know from both of you whether you felt that maybe that little experience that Big had last week at ESL 1 Cologne, where they had to play one of the ESL matches in the morning.
Oh, the
on Sunday.
Meisterschaft.
Yeah, in front of a crowd in a big arena, whether that might have just helped them a little bit today.
I mean, it always does, obviously. I mean, getting used to the conditions of having the kind of setting that you're in. But then again, also, you're so boxed in when you're in one of those booths. You have the isolating headphones. All you can feel is the bass, basically, from the crowd, from the audio in the arena and stuff like that. So I mean, you're very zoned into the game. So in the big picture, I don't think it shouldn't matter that much, should it?
Yeah.
No,
I mean, they seem pretty settled too, don't they? I mean, you saw them backstage, didn't look nervous at all.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably always going to be a little bit nervous, right? I mean, I was actually surprised. I was surprised even when Robin said that he was never really nervous. That kind of shocked me a little bit. I guess maybe it depends on how many of these big stages you played, and surely at some point it's definitely going to decrease to a massive amount. But yeah, definitely any kind of experience you have on a stage, playing on LAN whatsoever, is going to help you out in these situations.
Okay, let's flick our attention to the other side of this very different coin, because Immortals on this stage, knowing how they are so emotional, if they go after the right start here, you just feel like maybe the crowd get behind them, maybe they start shouting and screaming in there, and that drives them.
And also, I think they're going to be a little bit, I think the conversation about them like failing to get to 3 majors, and maybe that preventing them from being on a stage like this. We have to remember, this is a team, and yes, there were a couple different players, but this is a team that, just a year ago or so beat Virtus.pro in a best-of-5 in a grand final, that beat NIP in Sweden in a grand final. They have experience in big-time matches, playing in front of crowds, obviously not to this extent, but playing, some of the best teams in the world in grand finals. So these guys are going to be plenty used to it. And I think one of the big things we've seen, one of the huge steps this team has made since the major qualifier now is, at the major qualifier, talking to Steele in the post-game interviews, his conversation was all about the communication and how bad it is when they're losing and how much better it is when they're winning and the momentum that they bring to it. This event, we've seen them, being able to grind a little bit more and grind through some of those struggles in a better way than we have in the past. So, I mean, just the experience. This team is going to get better as they go.
Yeah, in the tactical perspective, I think they've really put a lot more effort into all those small details, making sure they have their buddy system going on, they're trading off well, they have some kind of structure into the things they're doing in the middle of the rounds, both sides. So that's one thing that sometimes the emotion, as we talk about, kind of drives them in a sense where they'll do moves that don't really make sense in a tactical team, such as Big is, can easily kind of handle that kind of a situation. So they also need to be smart about decision making. They need to be smart about their retakes and how do they handle in the case of if they need to play more passively or aggressively, just kind of sensing and feeling the game.
That's something I think is going to be a problem for Immortals, to be honest with you. If they get too wrapped up in the emotion, too much in the heat of the moment, we have seen this team and these individual players make some of those mistakes in the post plants and the retakes. A team like Big is much more fundamentally sound, in my opinion, than this Immortals team, despite some of the experience that they might be missing. So Immortals is going to be very, very careful because Big is going to be able to punish those mistakes if they're making them.
Players that we would pick out that ordinarily we would want to watch in this game. Tamsin is obviously the big one for Big, and we'd usually pick out Henny. But I want to switch focus a little bit to Lucas, because he's actually their highest-rated player so far at this tournament. He seems to have been steady all the way through, not really having those big kind of highlight reel matches, but just being there all the time.
Yeah, it's kind of a game of survival in a lot of situations. You've seen him do like 2-man mowdowns before dying, making a massive difference in rounds, just basically not even potentially getting that many kills per se, but as long as you're alive in certain situations and in certain positions where it makes it awkward for your opponents, that's all there is to it. That's all you need to really do.
Does he strike you as a sort of Crims style kind of guy? That guy that does stay alive, does cause issues, he's a bit of an annoying guy to play. He's somewhere, I don't know where he is.
You've just gone down the memory lane, haven't you?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. I'm just rolling back the years, it's only 2 years now, so come on.
That's a big comparison to put a guy like Lucas at. I will say this. We have to remember, this is the player that before SK Gaming picked up Phelps, they were looking at Lucas. Lucas was kind of the guy they had tapped as to be their next fifth, because he's another guy, I guess similar to Crims in this sense, but also someone like Taco. He's willing to do kind of the dirty work. He will, anchor a bomb site. He will play on his own on a certain side of the map and not go for the glory plays, but he's there to ensure that you always have, another option. He's there to make sure that his team can always rely on him to fall back and change up the strategy. And obviously, they go with Phelps, and you can't argue with that so much, can you? But
not right now.
No, Lucas is having a great tournament individually compared to relative to what we've seen from the past. For sure.
The chap we picked out this time round from Big is actually Nex. He's currently 5th on the HLTV ratings, which is great for him. You picked him out on day one. Jason, so we'll give you props for that, as saying the crucial part isn't whether Tabson can turn up, because we know he'll turn up.
Yeah.
It isn't whether Godby will come up with the strategy, because we know he'll come up with the strategy. It's whether Nex can be that guy that we saw 2 years ago.
And also if Kyiv can support that too. I mean, the cool part about this team is that Kyiv is not potentially like the kind of traditional op. He's not like, you know, super mobile, dynamic, running around, but he's been used in a lot of different ways. You can even see him lurk sometimes, or being on the opposite side of the map, trying to make an opening to then cause a rotation from the opposition before an execute happens onto a bomb site.
It's good to see Nex having a tournament like this, because yeah, I've always kind of said they need that second guy, and he's the one who's kind of tabbed up to be that person to send next to Tabson. Unfortunately, since he's had such a tough career over the past 2 years where he hasn't kind of lived up to the potential, it's going to take more than one major to kind of get over that that kind of stigma surrounding him. And if I was picking something to watch on the big side of things, I wouldn't even pick a player. I'd just say watch the mini-map. This kind of a tactical team. You're actually, if you watch the mini-map, it's going to be a thing of beauty, just being able to see how Big reacts to certain situations when they get different reads, when they get more information, and just watch them moving across the mini-map. Those little blue or red dots are going to be those are going to be the best thing to watch.
I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently Chad is fantasizing over these kind of games.
Yeah.
Literally blows up the mini-map on the screen, doesn't watch anything else.
Yeah, no, that's... I think every analyst is kind of like that with a team like Big. You also do it with a team like Astralis, as you can watch them take map control. But the way, and even SK to a degree, I mean, the way they make calls in the mid-round is just so much fun to watch for an analyst. I've said, if you like beautiful Counter-Strike, this is your team.
Who knew we had CS porn?
I know, right? My guilty pleasure is watching beautiful retakes.
Beautiful retakes.
See, whereas I'm more of a like, I'm old ham-fisted, just go out and guns blazing.
Yeah, well,
all right.
Well, you know, that's a different approach.
I'm not sure how we're supposed to be taking this with the metaphor that we have going on at the moment.
No, probably ought to move away from that very quickly.
Move along.
Yeah, indeed. Let's turn our attention towards the map pools of the various teams. You guys basically feel like you've got this figured out, but there could be a couple of curveballs, Jason.
Yeah, there absolutely could be, and I think the big one is going to be if Immortals is going to take Inferno away from them, because it's also a map that Immortals has been pretty decent on and doesn't mind playing at all. So if you look at Big, they haven't been tested on any other map. It's 3 Infernos to get them through the group stage to this point, and it's insane, because coming into the major, Inferno was a map for Big that they had 0 wins on versus other teams that were at the major, so they've been great with it. And actually, Immortals are going to take Nuke out, which is also Big's usual ban. I
would have just straight up ban Inferno, because I mean, it's one thing to even go through the demos, it's one thing to just analyze what's going on, but it's always very different to play against. And you know, Fallen was saying how hard it is to play, and we've seen obviously, you know, that they're a very, very good team on the map.
You at least float Nuke, right? Because now what you've done is you've just given away the veto, because that's their ban. So now Big just gets to go after one of your best maps or one of their worst maps. They basically just get a free ban out of it. So that's early victory in that veto is big.
That's a very strange choice, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Immortals are going to pick Cobble.
Map that's been pretty good to them in the past. It's something they've been able to hang their head on. They've gone through some rough patches with it, but this is a map that Henny especially does a very, very good job. His style of opping is going to be very, very keyed towards the statue over in the B bomb site, the platform as well, being mobile, being able to aggressively peek and get behind cover. That's going to be good stuff for Immortals on this map.
All right, let's wait for the pick from Big. You'd assume it will be Inferno, but...
You never know, do you?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it kind of has to be if you're Big, right? that definitely has to be the map you go for.
You have to go for the comfort pick in this kind of a situation for them. I mean, it just makes sense. You have it going on in the map, and it's just a no-brainer.
The key here could be the third map. We haven't seen a third map today yet. Both the previous 2 quarterfinals were 2-0s, but this is Cobble and Inferno. We don't necessarily know a huge amount about Big on Cobble. We know Immortals are good, and if we go 3 maps, we are going to not Mirage.
I imagine it's going to be Train, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, that's true, yeah.
I think Trainer, it could actually be Cash. Actually, it's Immortals picking it, so it should be Cash. They're a little bit better on Cash than they are on Train.
I'm still confused with
Although,
the logos.
To be fair, Cash is another map, by the way, that Fallen has publicly stated that he has great respect for what Big does on that map, that they're a very dangerous team on it. And if he gave them advice, they might decide to go away from Cash.
I don't believe
even if
he
it is
has, Jason, because he would have presumably told them not to pick Inferno or to have banned Inferno, but don't let them have Inferno.
Yeah, but Immortals strikes me as like the impetuous child of Brazilian Counter-Strike.
No, screw you, we're going to let them have Inferno, we can beat them on it.
We can't listen to Daddy all the time.
Well, they are going to go with Train, so the safer option potentially, but as you rightly said, they're good on both of those last 2 maps. So How do you feel that's shaken out, Natu? Is it slight advantage one team or the other?
I mean, this game is still hard to predict to begin with. I mean, it's going to be a fun, like a brawl between two very different approaches to the game. But then again, you've seen from Immortals that they're capable of adapting. They're capable of doing things differently when it matters. But I mean, I would have personally gone for the ban of Inferno. First of all, like you just take it off. Big doesn't play Nuke either. I don't think, even if they have played a little bit, they have no maps on record on the map. So why would you take that risk when you're Big? So I think that's kind of where they...
I think they're mind-gamed a little bit there.
Yeah, a little bit.
A bit scared.
Maybe
Like Big have got it in the back pocket if they need it.
No, I don't think Immortals got mind gamed in any sense. I just think they just didn't really care to do it. They're saying we're comfortable enough on Inferno, even if you guys are good on it. Like we're gonna. I think getting to this stage for them, they're just saying, you know what, we've done it with our own confidence and what we like to play. We're going to continue it here in the quarterfinals, and it could be a little bit rough for them. But Inferno's still not. I don't think. Like I know they won Inferno 3 times to get here, and they look great on it. They beat some very impressive teams. Yeah. But I still don't think if you're Immortals, you have to look at that and say this is like the scariest map in the world. I would have preferred for them to ban it, but
they also get 3 chances to look at different demos, so
yeah,
there is that as well.
Yeah,
it does help, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you can apply that to the actual in-game situation, because it's just a different beast altogether. So it just is.
I'm more interested about this Cobblestone pick, because I said that this has been a great map for Immortals in the past, but that was towards the end of last year, and since then it hasn't exactly been the kindest thing in the world to them. They've had some good matches on it. They've also had some bad matches on it. And if I recall correctly, I mean, Tapson's going to be over at the B-bomb side. He's going to be challenging on platform, especially on the CT Pisteron. If they watch their demos, they should know that's coming. They got to be wary of that. And if I also remember correctly, GOB is towards drop, if I remember that from the Meisterschaft's match correctly that I casted. And in that case, if you are Immortals, if I'm their coach, if I'm sitting in their game plan, I'm going at GOB B in the drop zone. Because that's
going to target that?
Yeah, that's one of the most difficult positions on any map to play. And yes, GOB B has done very well in the fragging department for this team, but I'd still say you'd go at it, you test it, you see if it's one of those games that he's having where you can maybe take advantage of that. And being a tactical team as well, there's going to be times where GOB B will just give up control of drop zone just because maybe he doesn't have an advantage in a fight, and he's not that kind of player who's going to challenge when he doesn't have the advantage.
All right. How long do you do that for? 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 rounds?
Well, it depends on if it works, right?
Yeah. But there comes a point, doesn't it? If you're 0-6 and you've been challenging drop every round,
then you probably go away from it.
Right.
Yeah. But I think the big thing would be if you can challenge it and gain control and have that leverage. What it would be good for is just breaking the economy of Big on their CT side early on. And then even after that, even if you're having sex, that maybe you go away a little bit. And then, but here's the thing, it's like every other map, and it's like exactly what Big does tactically is, the early portions of the half there, they establish some kind of working strategy and use it to leverage their other tactics to work. So once you can control drop zone, you can use it as a position where then, not only can you take it over, but you can also go elsewhere and use someone to lurk from it. And they're always going to have to be mindful of the danger from that drop zone. So you can really use it to leverage a lot of different strategies in working.
Okay. Coach Natu, with your coaching hat on, what do you say to Immortals before they go into this booth and start playing this game?
I've heard about Natu's motivational speeches, actually.
Have you?
Well, we are, 50s here, so I've followed all the NIP stories.
All right.
Cool. All right, do you know what? Hold those thoughts. We'll get them afterwards, because we've got a couple of current coaches who are with Sir Scoots right now.
Thank you, Red Eye. Yes, I've got the 2 coaches from our next 2 teams. I got Zach from Immortals. I got Kakafu from Big. There you go. We'll just, give it up. We don't often talk to the coaches. It's kind of nice to hear their perspective. I'm going to start with you, Zach. I don't know if there's any added pressure, but you're the only Brazilians left in the building. How does that make you feel?
Makes that we have to win for our nation now, right? SK played really good. They are a legendary team. We're going to try our best now.
And obviously, you've had a couple days off. You guys went 3-0 in the groups, Kakafu, so you've had several days off. What have you guys been working on? What have you been thinking about? You've only played Inferno, so were you working on other maps?
Not exactly. We already had prepared all the other maps before, so Inferno was actually our new addition. So we know what to play, basically, or what to play. So we took one day off, and the other day we just studied our opponents again, do the casual routine, I would say, and just prepared very well.
And let's talk about the difference of these 2 teams. Very emotional team, highs and lows, very tactical, not so much emotion. GOB B, the mastermind working with you. Do you feel that sometimes they should have a little bit more passion, a little emotion, maybe that helps push them over, or do you like exactly where they are?
No, I like exactly where we are. So we still have passion, but we know that we have to keep our cools to play our play style, because everybody has to function in the system, and that's why we have to keep our cools, but we have enough emotions after the games.
And obviously for you, the opposite. You've had some of interviews, we even talked about it, that sometimes they're too emotional and that's a detriment. Obviously you've been working on that, you've got a nice run going. How do you feel now about where they are temperature-wise with their emotions?
I feel prepared actually. In the group stage we lost pistol rounds, first game rounds, and they still like with high hopes to win the game, so I think they feel good.
And one last question for both of you. You both have first-time major players, right? You've got 3, and you've got 1. So for you first, Keeve joining the lineup, obviously first major for him. How's he feeling? Are the veterans making him feel nice and calm, or you feel a little nerves over there?
I think he's of course a little bit nervous, but like Gobby and me and Nex and all of the other players are like talking with him, and I think he's really cool, and I think he will also show that he can like keep his cool too.
All right, and for you, obviously, the twins are new to the scene. Obviously, I should say major, not the scene, and KNG, right? So how are Bolts and Steel kind of calming them? How are you calming them?
They are on the same level. We just want it so bad. It doesn't matter if they're new or not. We just want this thing right here.
All right, gentlemen, I'm going to have you shake hands. I wish you the best of luck. Our last match of the day, Big taking on Immortals. Back to you, Red Eye.
Yes, thanks very much, Scott. With the interviews with the 2 coaches, let's get the thoughts of Coach Natu now.
Yeah. No, I mean, what I would say when you're Immortals is like, just don't over-rotate. You know that Big is going to be the kind of team that's going to make you bait you into rotating a lot of times. They'll make comfortable with the situation as much as possible.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. We saw that earlier, Jason, from SK. They were a lot of over-rotations in there, wasn't there?
Yeah, they seemed like they just were so uncomfortable. I mean, that we felt like we could read them so well in this matchup, and specifically Device onto Fallen, who's also the in-game leader. I mean, Device just had his number. So when you start feeling that uncomfortable as well at an individual level, it starts to affect some things. And
Thank you so much, Paul. Yes, we are ready to go. Of our 8 legendary teams, these 2 are the newest, and one of them is guaranteed to be in the semifinal.
Absolutely. 2 different schools of Counter-Strike coming up as well, Matt. The flamboyant, flashy fragging of Immortals against a slow, methodical playstyle of Godby and his system with Big. I'm very excited for this one. I do feel like the map pool favors Big. I feel like this could be a 2-0 for them.
I think Big is actually in a really good spot in this entire event. Their side of the bracket looks very strong as well. Obviously, Virtus Pro is the fan favorite and on that side of the bracket, but their tactical prowess can definitely catch people off, and we don't know so much about their depth because we've only really seen them on Inferno, which Immortals gave them, which is a bit of a question mark, you have to say. They said if you were in GoTV, they wouldn't know who to watch the minimap. As much as I agree with that, I think someone who's going to have pressure applied is Henny. He's going to be someone who could be aggressive and shut down Big early.
Usually I tend to agree, I have to say, but this event, he hasn't looked 100% confident. We've seen KNG using the AWP a lot more than him. It seems like, sure, we've got KNG, who is the backup AWP and primarily in his history of his career was an AWP himself, but it feels like Henny isn't maybe 100% on point. Hopefully he can turn up today and put on one of those amazing shows. This is one of their best maps historically. Maybe not so much right now. I used to be so excited their T side of Cobble, but it has dropped off somewhat. It's not as legendary as it once was maybe about a year ago. So I do feel like Big, I do favor them. Inferno especially, like those guys mentioned, they've only played Inferno at this event, 3-0.
Yeah, which is, I think, speaks about the Swiss system. Obviously, this is a voted system that got away from what was a lapse group stage. Yeah. As soon as there was some upsets, CLG and Liquid got in a few times. Liquid on merit, I will say. It kind of put a lopsided group system into play based on how the seedings work. And you usually had a group of death and then one that was easy. This was sort of the compromise that everyone said, okay, this guarantees everyone gets through. Truth is, it doesn't, because there's so many teams and it's hard to prepare. It creates an element that underdog teams have a huge chance to actually perform into if they've done any preparation at all, any map work at all, because they, as opposed to our top 8 or our teams we see at every event, don't have as much on record that people can study.
Absolutely. Well, Matthew, there is one name we haven't really brought up as of yet, the German fragging machine that is tabseN. We've got to say, he is one of the most skilled players arguably at this event. He's up there with some of the big names here.
Absolutely, and again, going back to the whole storyline of this team, we saw him in the minor, and actually saw him a few times before the minor, but leading into the minor, we knew his stats were really high. We knew against Tier 2 teams he was fragging, he was completely capable. We weren't sure what he was going to do against Tier 1. And the first 2 games of the qualifier, I have to say, Nex actually outperformed tabseN. Not that he dropped off, not that he was that far away, but he didn't have that same superstar performance. He's got it back now, and I'm very impressed.
I have to say, I'm glad he brought up Nex as well. He's a player I've been calling out for a while, and I've been saying he used to be so good. It was such an exciting time when he joined Mouse Sports. He just looked unstoppable, especially on the T side, and maps like Dust 2. No one could out-aim him. But then, ever since he left that team, we just haven't heard from him. It's always been very quiet, but this event seems to be a resurgence for him, which is great. Fragging above tabseN is a very rare thing to happen in this big side.
If you look at Nex's history as well, all of his best performances were when Gobby was beside him or behind him to give him direction, and I think that's a big element of it. Look, Gobby said it straight up. This is a team he built. He wanted these players. There's a reason he has these players. They're tools to him, and he knows how to use them in certain situations. Lagia included. He's been a sidekick of Gobby's for, what, 3-4 years now, if not longer?
Yeah, that's what we heard from the coach on the stage as well, saying that everyone has their role within the Gobby system. It's very regimented. They know what game plan they're bringing to every single server, every single opponent as well. They have a new strategy, and that's one thing you have to love about Big. The way they can execute. It's really classic Counter-Strike. It's set pieces, it's getting map control, it's working as a unit, not just relying on your big names, and managing to take map control, push the CTs back, and we'll see some really interesting executes coming out. On this map especially, if they go towards the A-bomb site, they have these nuts wall of smokes approaches, and no one really does on the A site anymore. They'll do them, it blocks off towards stable, they have to build themselves a pathway towards the A site, and they can fake off that as well. They've also got a tunnel they can create towards connector. There's some really cool stuff, and I'm sure they're saving some tricks for these kind of games as well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that is one thing Godby brings us. We saw smokes on this map, by the way, obviously in Cologne, in a map that Virtus.pro didn't actually win, that were quite creative. I wouldn't be surprised if Godby was either able to replicate those or have his own variation of similar smokes, you know, NIP A smokes or Virtus.pro B smokes, something along those lines as well.
Yeah, I'm sure that tactic will be coming out for some more teams. Why wouldn't he? And it's a shame that Virtus.pro had to deploy it and couldn't win the game. But yeah, players like Godby were watching that and thinking, I can use that within my system. Go big or go home. I like that a lot. We've been trying to crowbar that into our broadcast recently. I haven't.
There's so many puns with their team name. Like, it's a brilliant name in that way because it's a word you just use so much.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's also like frustrating as a customer. It's a word we use generally, right? And it's like, okay, no pun intended. I think that's said about 5 times a day when they're involved and stuff. But still, it's a great story. Formed in January, Big have been working together, like grassroots organization, and managed to get themselves the main objective: get to the major first. They went through the full system, open qualifiers, minors, major qualifier. They got to the main event. People thought that was great. They got the stickers. They're going to be able to fund themselves now going forward. But then, here we are. They've made it to a playoffs, and they've taken names down like FaZe in the process as well. Like, that's insane. 3-0 at this sort of event.
For a team to come all the way from the minors as well, that's unprecedented. It's so impressive. We've seen qualifying teams before obviously take over legendary spots, but from the minor system, Big has really gone the distance. And they said they were building this team just to get into this major. They knew that they were a little bit early. You know, their inception was too near to the E-League major to really have a chance in that. And in fact, I think they may have even formed after that minor system. So this was it. This was all in for this major. And I'd say overachieved, perhaps. We'll find out. I mean, if they can continue this form, it's certainly...
It's so difficult to gauge, right? Everyone says it. The Swiss system does benefit underdogs. You get to play maps you're very comfortable on, and you're not really testing anything else. But now, best of 3, unfortunately for Immortals, I think they made a bit of a blunder with this veto. These are 2 maps that Big love to play. Obviously, they're concentrating on stuff they play as well, but it doesn't look like you're going to make Big at least be tested at this point. They'll know exactly what they're doing going into this one. I do feel like Big are the favorites, I have to say. A wireless mouse problem. One of the rare wireless mouse users.
Yeah, I think the last time we had a wireless mouse issue was actually ECS Season 1 finals in London, and if I'm not mistaken, it was Automatic or Sick that was using it. I can't remember.
Automatic does use one, but I'm not sure if you had the issue. I don't think I was at that one. But
no, we were there.
Oh, yeah, the London one.
The first one, yes. Way back, I know. Sorry, I went very Thorin on you there with my memories.
That's fine. You have to be careful with me. My memory is not what it used to be.
That's true. You're getting old quickly. But yeah, I mean, Cobblestone as well. Talk us through, I mean, certain aspects of the map. I mentioned Henny because I feel like the AWP has to be assertive to shut down Big and try and take down a player early on. Like you say, he may not be on form, but the CTs are going to have to be, specifically Immortals, very aggressive.
Yeah, it's more the T side I'm interested with Immortals. Like I said, I always use this buzzword like flamboyant with Immortals. They seem to just go very fast, stick together, wolf pack formations, go for fast map control, especially towards long A, and trying to get those frags. If they get early kills, they're fully committing. They're not falling back, they're not faking, they're just getting in there and locking things down with simple smokes, and that's something they're very good at. As the coach mentioned, Zach, of course, he was saying the team, they've been working on the emotional side of it. If they find themselves in a rut, they go down 0-6, it's very rare to see them bounce back. If they have a great start, they win the pistol, you can expect them to run over their opponents, but it's still an inconsistent team. Then very well to make it to quarterfinals, their first major, they've tried 4 times, but I wanted to get a bit deeper here. They've always been playing second fiddle to SK Gaming or Luminosity, and finally they're here and have a chance to go one step further than them.
Yeah, I was going to say, go one step further than SK, who many people would have predicted to win this event, met Astralis in the quarter, which just happened.
Yeah.
And bye-bye SK. Astralis have a good chance to go back-to-back now, perhaps, but I mean, again, Immortals are going to take that as a feather in their cap and say, listen, we can be the best in Brazil, we've got to do it. We heard them say on stage, we heard Zach say it, you know, we've got to do this for our country now,
Yeah,
we've got to get some pride in there
it's
still.
It's always nice to see that they do play with their hearts, and representing Brazil has always been a big deal for them, right? It's a massive Counter-Strike nation historically, always had lots of pedigrees and huge names coming out of that region, and it's an honor, I think, for these guys to be here representing at the major and doing it for Brazil.
Beautiful 360 stage.
It is nice, isn't it? It's great to be out here finally. Been watching all day, waiting for our opportunity to get out here. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think, but hopefully we can blow the roof off the tower and venue as well. What do you think about this place? It seems pretty nice, right? You see the LED on the outside of the building?
Beautiful. Yeah, it's actually
amazing.
really, really cool. I think I think probably about now it's going to look its best as the sun's going down. Yeah, so this would be a cool spectacle from that perspective for sure. I am impressed. I'm glad to be back as well in the arena. It's been a while since we've been able to be out here with the fans, be able to interact at most events. Yeah, it's really good.
It's reminding me of the likes of like Columbus, perhaps, a couple of majors ago, being out there in the thick of it, getting caught up in the excitement as well, and just kind of playing off the energy of the crowd. It's going to be a lot of fun here, especially when Virtus Pro come on the stage tomorrow. That's going to be nuts. That's going to be absolutely bananas. I can't wait for that.
I'm super thrilled they made it into this event. We didn't have that, I guess, honor, the privilege in Katowice this year, obviously.
Didn't make it through. That was a little bit shocking for them. It's been a bumpy ride, but it's always been said, Matthew, they deliver at majors. They're obviously in the grand final of the last one, looking to replicate that form here as well. Still within a shadow doing so. It's looking pretty decent for them in terms of the bounce back. If you looked at Cologne, 0-3 there in a similar format, obviously the same. It was a Swiss system. They went 0-3 and it's completely dropped out, but they did show signs of promise, like we described. There was obviously work being done on the strategy side of the game, and we're seeing them have close matches, but couldn't quite get over the finish line. Now in the quarterfinals again, looking to get to that grand final once more.
And the rematch as well from the last major.
That could be so good.
It's definitely a possibility. They have had it once already in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I mean, like you say, Virtus Pro, they've been trying to get back to majors, or finals in general. Las Vegas obviously went well. That was another epic event. That was back when it looked like we were going to have a strong, solid 4 to 5 horse race, and then it's been inconsistency that's plagued most teams.
Sure.
Maybe Astralis have something in it now, because I wasn't sure what to expect from them, obviously, coming in.
Well, I'm getting information that the wireless mouse has been connected. It's been charged. It's ready to go. So
I hope we get its batteries.
Can you imagine this beginning to charge a wireless mouse? Interesting. I'd always be so scared as a pro player to even think, I just in my head be thinking it's got to be delayed. It can't be 100% accurate. But from what I've heard, they're very, very good now.
Well, he is testing it right now, so.
There it is.
The new ones are way better. I remember my brother had a wireless mouse, our first wireless mouse, and I hated it. I couldn't touch it. I didn't want anything to do with it. Throw it in the bin.
I guess when I was playing, it was probably like 2008, and I don't think the technology was really there at that point to even trust that. I think there's a few on the market that are designed for gaming, but it's cool they're being used, and it looks like the gear will be the player testing it out, as you said, and will be underway momentarily. I can see the votes coming in, so they are getting ready to play at this point. This is the best of 3. We start on Cobblestone and move on to Inferno, where Big, that'll be their 4th showing at this tournament on that map, and they'll have a chance to show us how good they can be on that T side once again. In terms of the Cobble start, though, it's going to be Immortals on the CT side and Big kicking things off in the Terrorist. And I'm interested to see what they bring to the table. Of course, one player that really stands out for me on the Immortals side, it has to be Bolts. Like, he's looked fantastic and ever since his journey. That's what I love the minors and the major qualifiers. You actually see how teams develop as those tournaments go on. So we see them at a minor, and then they come back like 2 weeks later and play the major qualifying, see what they've worked on, and seeing what weaknesses they had at that previous event, and they look better and better. Same story goes for Immortals. Now that the major, probably looking their best. We've seen them in quite a long time. And you have to remember, KNG only joined, what, a few months ago. Like, this is still quite a fresh change for them. Losing FNX, their best player.
Well, exactly that, coming back. FNX is the only player in the history of the CSGO majors to have 100% win rate at majors, obviously. He left SK just before E-League. They played with Fox, as a matter of fact. For those of you who don't remember, had a semi-final berth with him on board. But then, yeah, KNG replacing FNX in this lineup, I didn't know what to expect. And again, I mentioned it with Big, unprecedented to go through the minor system. They did the same thing on their side. So very, very cool. And fast development to bring KNG into it. Like you said, he's known for AWPing in the past, and now he's sort of second fiddle to Henny, and he's still fitting in and making it work. Bolts definitely has a system he's been running. Yeah. And he's another player that came out from the leadership of Fallen when they made the two-men replacement, including FNX in that transfer, interestingly enough. So it was FNX and and Taco replaced Steel and Bolts at the time.
Bolt's in-game leading as well, and high fragging. There's no issues there. He's not a player that's been stifled whatsoever by having the captaincy role. He's looked very, very good. Potentially their best player, I would say, generally, in the last few months. He's looked fantastic. Obviously, he used to play in the Luminosity/SK lineup as well, and now moved down to, I guess, arguably a lesser team. They're still in the tournament, of course, but they're doing great stuff with Immortals, and hopefully we can see them maybe get a little further here. We'll see what happens. I'm very interested. I'm a big fan of both of these teams, I have to say. Big, just for me, like the coolest school of Counter-Strike I come from is about these tactics. It's about this map control, the slow-paced gameplay, and having a strategic approach to every situation. Immortals, the exact opposite. It's more CSGO style, right? That's like this kind of fanatic at their very best. It's a very similar approach in terms of sticking as a unit, hitting fast, hitting shots, and we'll see whether they can step up here today. I do feel like, though, Big, I've got my money on them if I had to. If you had to ask me, that's where I'm going with it. And so I can see no headsets are on mount. Maybe we do have
Lugi is still running around spawn, swinging his mouse back and forth as quickly as possible. So I don't know if he's trying to feel at 100% that there is no delay.
Great advert for the mice, of course.
Of course, of course. We didn't mention brands. We're safe.
Yeah. But looks like headsets are off. There's a couple of admins in there. The walkie-talkies are out, trying to work out what the problem is. Might have to be a PC change or something, we're not sure. But we'll have a look.
Tabson as well, by the way, is on wireless, so.
Oh, really?
They'll be able to compare.
Giving it a go. Oh, Tabson, like we said, in terms of skill, he's up there as some of the very best. Like, you probably wouldn't want to mention his name in the same breath as like Fallen, Nico, Device, but in terms of raw skill, I'm telling you, he's going to get there eventually. Like, he's coming, and he's coming from tier 2, like hasn't played at this level for a while, and now looking better than ever, like the highest fragger on the big team. I feel like he's going to be something very special as he develops as a player himself, and as he gets more experience at these bigger events with this lineup. Like, he just seems to be top fragger. I used just to say to him, oh, if it's one of those games that Tabson turns up, they've got a real chance of winning. He turns up every game, Matt. He doesn't ever drop off. Every single game he's there. And just when they need him as well, like when they're up against the ropes trying to close the game out, if you remember the major qualifier, he just runs an upper B platform on this map, sprays 4 people down, and just gets the job done, like when they need him.
It's Olaf-esque.
Yeah,
their straps on this map used to be like, let's call a timeout. Okay, what can we do better? Olaf, just go kill people. And he'd walk out B platform and get 2 or 3 kills on entry, and that was how they'd win a much needed round.
Those interviews when they actually said, no, we didn't really come up with a strategy. We just said, Olaf, can you just go kill everyone? He's like, yeah, no problem.
This time we thought Pronax was a genius.
Yeah, it's just like
Olaf.
Just Olaf doing his thing.
Well, the vote, I think, is about to hit 10. I think we're about to get underway, Henry.
Hopefully. I'm getting excited. I've got some butterflies in my stomach as well. Imagine what the guys are bigger feeling. First major of the lineup. Same for Immortals as well. Both the challenger teams here in the quarterfinals. We're going to have a challenger in the semis. That's guaranteed. That's quite an exciting prospect, I think.
Very exciting. I mean, again, looking at their side of the bracket, North and Virtus Pro are who they would match up against. Virtus Pro can be, I think, possibly hit another level in an arena like this in front of their home crowd. This could be when the plow does start rolling, so it's a very scary thought. I know that North, they're going to want blood against Config.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's going to be great. Fantastic game coming up there. But I can confirm, Matthew, the game is about to begin. 30 seconds until we're underway. As I said, Immortals starting the CT side. Crowd, you still with us? That's good. That's good to know. This is going to be one hell of a game, I promise you that. Thank you for waiting. As we get into it, Immortals CT side, big on the terrorist. We'll have a look at the buys and we'll build the hype once the round goes live. It's an amazing looking arena. This is going to be really cool. I love the booths. Love the fact we can see the players in their map. And we're out here in the thick of it as well.
So keep in mind, Immortals picked Cobblestone. They're going to start CT side. Big are going to be T. That's how we'll get underway. And we are.
Right then, ladies and gentlemen. Immortals versus Big. Make some noise for the first map, Cobblestone. We'll get into it. The buys come through. Big with 3 sets of armor, and of course there's going to be a tactical element to this. 2 smokes, 2 HE grenades, and the flashbangs as well. And they're going to be in the hands of Legia and GOB. 1 kit available for Immortals. They've got the smoke as well on the back of Steel. I assume it'll be played towards the B side eventually. They go towards the middle of the start, trying to get that long A control, and the nades have been used. Look at KNG's, he takes him to the face. Lucky to be alive, he goes down to 22 HP.
Smart spot this nade on pistols. We know CTs like to get aggressive for information at A long. After putting the nades there, even though they don't confirm that the damage has been done, they know that likely they have pushed anyone that was there back, so they'll take it over. And already we're looking at execution potential from Big. Bolts aggressive at B. Tapson's one is exchange, one is duel. That gives him the option to work. He's got room to work with on the B side of the map. And if he pushes out drop, he can cut off rotations. They do still have 2 in the A side, 1 outside of the window in connector. Steel's the one that we'll watch for Tapson, but they go. Smoke's not down yet. 2 of them still to come out and play. Lucas caught in the open. Needs KNG to get more aggressive, and he will. Good shot. Lucas still alive, is able to take down 2. And the entrance won't do just yet. Smoke was deployed in front of the stage. Tapson has to win yet another, finds Henny. So still a chance in the round because he can deploy damage from everywhere, walking back in until Steel gets the kill instead. Gobby immediately into a 1 versus 3. We'll have a timeout the next round, but this one's not done just yet. Gobby does pick up the bomb. 41 seconds, but they've triangulated his position. And no peek for KNG to give an easy kill. Decent enough try, does bait one out with the jump. Goes back to the burst fire. He's looking for a little bit of luck. Flash is going to go high left. He'll peek immediately as it detonates. Gives them an opening, but double peek play. Immortals gives them the pistol.
Immortals do indeed pick up the pistol there. Nice approach from Big. You can see they have a bit of information as the CT set up there. Double HEs at long A, which actually connected. Took KNG down to 22. He fell back. That's what they're trying to do. Establish that map control at the very beginning of the round. Get him back towards the bomb side there. He can't really hold that position on such low HP as well. They went for the A split. It was Tapson. He did such a good job towards drop down. Got the first kill in their favor as well. He wants to do the split. And the smokes, it looked a little bit clumsy, the execution there. They did deploy them towards the bomb side, but there were gaps. It seemed that they were committing before the smokes had bloomed. The flashbangs weren't really effective. And Immortals is mowing them down with the USPs there. GOB left in the 3 versus 1. Did a reasonably good job to get that first kill. I thought he seriously had a chance there as well with the flashbang remaining, but couldn't find the follow-up frags. No bomb planted. And it's that wireless mouse. The little critter. Not working out for us just yet.
Millisecond delay, perhaps. Tabson does not look pleased, and they are going to swap the PC. So full swap to bring in a new tower. Sort of hardware delay, perhaps, in the motherboard.
So that was Tabson who's got the delay, right? So he was a player who got 2 frags, so it didn't seem like it limited him somewhat. He seemed okay.
Admins are asking them to please put the headsets back on, no talking.
That's true, we should be careful with what we mention. I guess we can't give too much away. But still, Immortals 1-0 here. We have got another technical. It's good to get them out of the way early, I say, Matt. Fix all the problems now, then we'll have an epic best-of-3 coming up. One round in, Immortals shouldn't be able to talk at this point if you're not familiar with the Valve rule set. Technical problems, everyone has to be quiet. This some lounge in there as well.
Yeah. Shout out to JDM.
But should I describe the buy match? I'll leave it. Should I leave it for now?
We'll leave it for a minute, just to be absolutely sure. Yeah. I do love the booths, by the way. They look fantastic for a 360 stage. Full vision everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah, I like that.
Looks really good.
Yeah, the glass panels are a really nice addition. I think we've had this set up in other games before, and I don't think we've done it in CSGO. Maybe in Vegas was a similar one.
Similar, but no booths.
Yeah, that's right. But this is super cool.
And no crowd.
All right, calm down. But, he's just having a nap. Towel on the face, check out, compose himself perhaps, bit of meditation. Do you meditate, Matt?
Every now and then.
Every now and then? Okay. He's having a bit of a go. So the admin's trying to work out. I don't think there's any technical issues for the lads in Immortals, so that'll be okay. There he is, of course, the Godfather, as he's been known recently.
So much goes on behind those eyes. It's a mind that does not stop when it comes to Counter-Strike.
It's true. So Legia's off the server as well. So maybe they've both got the same issue. Maybe that's the problem right now. And they're out of the booth, so we've got to be very careful, Matt, with what we say at this point. Just, I know you're a professional, just in case, you know.
Definitely not a professional. I fake it.
Fake it till you make it. Well, you're doing all right so far.
Thanks, Henry.
Well,
So tower swap will mean that they'll likely just pull the SSD from one computer to the other, put it in, and then hopefully the hardware issue is gone. They've got all hands on. It's definitely the same mouse that they're using. I'm not sure exactly which model it is. I'm sure someone already has spotted that on Twitch. We're back.
Hello there.
But rather than us talk.
Stuart.
Yes, hello. I appreciate that. Rather than us talk, we will take a second to speak with the man I did say has the mind that never does stop talking or thinking, for that matter. It's Scott B.
All right, Sir Scoots here. I am lucky enough to be joined by the one and only Gabi, the in-game leader of BIG. Congratulations on attending your third major, and now you finally crossed over the threshold. You are a legend.
Yes, we are, and we are really happy, and nice that I can be here and talking to you.
Yeah, it is very nice, you know. You had a fairly quick and easy group stage. You 3-0'd, and we're going to talk about some of those matches. We're also going to talk about your future matches, but talk a little bit of history with you, because you're not a new guy to Counter-Strike Global Offensive. You're a 1.6 player. You go way back. I want to say 2006, 2007, maybe even 2005. Spent years with Mouse Sports in 1.6, and then you transitioned, and you also spent several years with Mouse Sports in Global Offensive. Little time with alternate attacks in there, I believe. And then they released you. What did that feel like, and how did that motivate you?
First of all, I felt betrayed just because we made contracts like 2 weeks ago, and we're like everyone wanted to play with each other, and that's why yeah, after 2 weeks they kind of kicked me, and then that's why I was first of all really felt betrayed. But as I said, no big feelings. I'm really happy to be here now where I am, and I also think it was the right decision to kick me back then, because I was really underperforming. But we should have approached it differently. That we should have contracts and this kind of stuff, as I said in previous interviews. But overall, yeah, after being released from Mousesports, like as a family, was pretty hard, because I needed something where I felt really safe. That's why I joined Energy with Legia, because I needed someone who I can trust 100%, and he was one of them, and also a great player, as I think.
Yeah, and let's talk about Energy, because obviously you moved to Las Vegas, Nevada. They had a team house there. You got to experience what it was like to live and breathe North American Counter-Strike, which is quite an experience in comparison to day in, day out European CS. Probably didn't help your game too much, but you know, I know Richard Lewis is a good friend of yours, a good friend of mine as well, and literally for years he has praised you. This is not new from Richard, but he spent some time with you guys in that Vegas house, and he would always say that no matter what everybody else was doing in the house, whether they were watching movies or out and about, you were living and breathing Counter-Strike. And again, you weren't playing for a global ranked team at that time. So was that all just due to, you know, my friends at Mouse Sports, I am going to prove you wrong and prove you wrong in a big way?
I was really motivated even in Mousesports in the end of the year. Like, we had big plans for me coming up in the next year, like how do I get better in the game? And I took the same motivation with me to NA. And yeah, as you say, it's a little bit different there, because the practice times are less. They practicing not that as much as European. Also, they didn't have so much teams as EU does. So we needed to do something else to get better. And yeah, I played a lot of deathmatch. As Richard also tweeted, that I watched a lot of demos and just tried to get better in the game. And so I needed a team where I can evolve, and I think I started to evolve in Energy.
Energy lasts about a year or so, and then let's talk about BIG, Berlin International Gaming, brand new organization on the scene. I think January or this year opened up. So kind of walk me through how that all happened, and obviously now you've qualified your legends.
To be honest, I was really happy in that time with Energy, because I love the team so much. I still do. So I gave it all the time another chance. I even had an offer from Cloud9 in one point in last year, and I refused it because I believed in the team. So that gave me the motivation. Like, I will try. Doesn't matter what my teammates or what everyone else saying about my teammates. We will do it together. We need to have an experience together to get better, and that's what we tried in Energy. And then in one point it was like, okay, we want to go back to our homes, we want to go back to Germany, and we want to have a German team. So we tried to build a family first, and then after that we tried to build this organization, and then it started slowly and still growing, and yeah, we have so much more passion about it. I don't know, it just felt right to do it, even though we needed to sacrifice a lot of stuff, but I hope the sacrifice will be rewarded in one point.
Well, I mean, so far so good. I mean, you're well on your way. So let's fast forward to what you've done so far here. You only played 3 matches, but you beat FaZe, you beat Cloud9, and you beat the #1 team in the world, SK. You only played Inferno so far too, which, in reading all the prep that everybody else writes before this, like, it's never been mentioned as a good map for you guys. It's a new map to your pool, but it's all you've basically played so far, in comparison to what you're known to be good at. Was that just luck of the vetoes, or they felt super confident because, again, going in, people didn't think you were an Inferno team?
If you see some coincidence in our play, it's probably not coincidence, it's planned.
Okay.
It wasn't a coincidence that we wanted to be good on Inferno again. Other teams overrate themselves. Like, I think we are not even that good on Inferno, to be honest. It's like our 3rd best map, to be honest. So we are prepared on other maps as well. We are still confident, we are still here to have fun, and yeah, even though if it's not in Inferno, we will have fun on other maps as well.
Yeah, and again, like they have no scouting of this event on any other map either, so that doesn't necessarily help your
Yeah, that's also good
it's
for
just
us.
past stuff, right? So in some regards, it's perfect for you, because they're going to get rid of Inferno probably if they're nervous, and then they don't know, right? So, and knowing you, they really don't know what's coming. So I'm going to ask you for some predictions, right? So
yeah, I think VP will win.
And you think VP goes all? So okay, so then you have to play VP in here with 15, 13,000 people screaming and yelling their name. How you feel about that? And you don't have to answer, because all the Polish people will be listening right now and you might not want to.
No, what I know about the Polish people is, like, even though they cheer for Virtus Pro, they are really fair people, which they also are happy about the game. Obviously they should shout for Virtus Pro, but they should just enjoy a good Counter-Strike game. I hope we will have a really good game against VP, and in that point it doesn't matter who will go to the final, because it will be an insane match, I think, and I hope everyone will never forget that match.
Thank you very much, and good luck out there, man.
Well, confidence is certainly one thing. When they play against VP, interesting thought from Gobby. Is he predicting both of these quarterfinals?
I guess so. He's going for the big names here. He wants to take down the hometown favorites, apparently. And like he said, that means he has to beat Immortals first. He thinks it's already a done deal. Maybe he knows something we don't.
Well, they lost the opening pistol, but we will find out the rest of the match
Here
now.
We are back. The mice are working. Everyone's on the server. We're going to round number 2. Then will indeed be a force fight for big here. Tech-9s, P250s. They've got some armor to work with as well. The gear opting for more utility than protection. 3 smokes available, flashbangs as well. And we'll get straight into it. It's going to be towards A for now. All 5 players at the top and middle. KNG and Lucas playing very passively on the A-bomb side. After taking a nade to the face, KNG maybe just falling back and playing with his teammates more instead of being by himself and vulnerable.
Yeah, he's not going to do that twice. Tapson will clear corners systematically with Gobby and Kiev. Tapson not playing the lurk this time. To start off the round, it's Legia. That was over toward the B tunnels, but even then, they back off. They want to go as a unit. They want to make the pistols work together.
They've got long A control now, map, and they could go for an execution if they want it. They have the smokes there. 3 of those available. We can smoke towards the connector by the APC in front of the bomb site as well, if required, just to give you a safe route. But they want to explore. Now they've left the bomb over towards long A. It's going to be Kiev and Gobby waiting in that position. They could go for the A split here. Nex and Tapson presumably aiming towards drop down, trying to open things up. Tapson, he might only have a P250, but he is absolutely wild with his weapon. He gets so many frags with the P250, so don't let that thing is going to limit him. As we get into the 40-second mark, Tapson now joined by Legia and Nex. Going to try and possibly flashbang into this one and then go through the connector and try and meet up with Gobby and Kiev at the A-bomb side.
Single smoke out at the door A side of connector. They'll go down immediately to the right. Anyone behind the smoke? It's in the line of fire, but they give it up. Drop actually is open quite easily. They're well inside of the site. Watch below the ledge, because that's where Tapson gets found from KNG. Seal, I should say, was the one down there who did the early damage. Good shot, Kiev. E-reload comes in, no time. KNG's down as well. So they take the site, but they have to pick up the bomb in time, but Lakia holds off bolts. Simple and straightforward. Forget all execution. Bomb goes down with 4 seconds left, and there's only one gun left in it. It's Lucas. Oh, a little bit quick to judge. I actually thought he heard something behind him. It was above him where they were trying to boost. But 3 versus 1, everyone has picked up an SMG, 3 UMPs, and Keith has armor to go along with his. Even though he's the one stuck up toward the site. Shots out, and Lucas gets baited back in. Keith finds the kill, and we go 1-1.
Yeah, that's unbelievably sharp from Big. Looking very good there, I have to say. Getting that slow map control, as we described in the pre-game. Pushing the CTs back, taking that vision away. And then for some reason, the big blunder there is Immortals have left drop-down completely open and Connector. No presence there whatsoever. They had no idea that split's coming in. Sure, KNG gets the first kill and taps, and you think that's it, but Keith, he's got too close to the bomb site. Finds the kills at a P250, and Lagia, he's stepping up as well. 2 P250 frags. That second one especially, beautiful work. And it will be tied up 1-1. Of course, the force buy in response presumably comes in. We have another pause here, Matt. Hopefully it's tactical. We'll find out momentarily. But they tie it up. Immortals almost certainly going to buy into this one with Deagles, P250s himself, maybe a scout. If Henry's feeling a little bit saucy, you never know.
Well, this time I will say, if it is technical, it looks to be on the Immortals side. No one is behind the computers that were unplugged and replaced on the Big side. Looking at the booths from my perspective. I think it's Lucas as well that may have the issue. I can never tell. I said I was going to study that the other day. I still haven't.
The nose ring, dude, that's what it's about.
I can definitely not see that from 50 meters away. I'm sorry.
Bring the binoculars next time. We can work it out.
It's a good point.
If you want to be committed to this job, Matthew, you've got to at least make that sort of commitment.
Sorry, Henry.
It's okay. Yeah, this feels like it's a technical one. So, nothing being purchased as of yet. USPs across the board for Immortals. In terms of Big, after winning that very successful second round force buy, that's quite common if you don't get the bomb down in the pistol, which he did not. They bring that out, and you have to Deagle from Kyiv. He's a player that's been getting better and better, it seems, as well. Like, we've been watching him develop, not only as an AWP, he seems proficient with the pistols and the rifles as well. He's catching my attention. I wasn't that excited when I saw he first joined his team. Obviously, he used to play for Attacks, and now he's looking like a really strong AWPer generally. Like, he went toe-to-toe with Fallen the other day, Matt, and they won the game.
Absolutely true. He definitely had an incredible performance with Attacks, getting them into the E-League Season 2. But it's not been something I've noticed as much since he's been on the big lineup until this event. This is when he's finally gotten to the level that, okay, maybe he always had in him, but wasn't able to find, he wasn't consistent with it. We wait to get underway again.
Well, the buys starting to come in for the CT side at least. That suggests they're getting ready. It is an Immortals issue. They're buying, and there is chatting going on, I have to say, but...
Oh, it's chatting to the admin from what I can see.
That's right, yeah, I couldn't see it. There we go. So they're working things out.
And the headsets are back on, so we should be ready to roll. Buys coming in for the Immortals side, having just lost the second round after winning pistol. There won't be as much to go with, but they are going to force into it naturally, try and break the terrorists again right away. We can start talking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And there it is. The scout just come out for Henny. Here we go. The buys do start to come in. CZs, Deagles, and a UMP.
So I found out why we had a delay.
Oh, I was hoping you were going to say. I felt bad for him. I felt bad.
I'm going to go there as well. Listen, it happens to the best of us.
Does it?
Not really. Lucas had a sound issue. The issue was because he doesn't know the difference between right and left in his earbuds and had to switch them.
Yeah,
so apologies on Lucas's behalf, but someone sorted it out. They told him, put your hands up, and the one that makes the L, that's left.
Okay, well, there you go. The default by does come in. Here it is. Scout for Henny. I think he's been dropped the scout by Lucas. He's got armor as well. He's the team sniper. KMG can certainly help with that responsibility as well. But it's be big. We know they're a tactical team. They won't want to give anything away. Very disciplined, generally. You can see Tabs in, boosting up, taking every single angle here, trying to see whether he can find out that first pick. That's usually the first objective here. Make it a 5-on-4. Work out the stack, what kind of weaponry they've got. Use every grenadier possible. This is a quarterfinal of a major. You don't want to get taken down by CZ just because you didn't Molotov a specific position. Now, slowly but surely they'll make their way in. Flashbangs coming through as well. HGs towards the left-hand side. Once they establish drop-down control, they can go towards a platform and see whether they can get that further control of the map.
Wait for it. We know that they'll play a slower style.
Yeah.
Smokes are at the ready. Steel's already tagged, backed off of the E-box position.
That's clever from Tabson, jumping like that, suggesting he's already gone down. He's trying to bait out one of the players on the CT side.
Well, we know you can do that toward the corner at long. It's a very similar sound. So Legia is going to get challenged. Oh, just barely gets the gun back as Steel emerges from the smoke.
Yeah.
Tabson already to the top. Good shot. Lucas is the one he finds. So even though they start over toward B early on, it's back to A. Good call from Goffey, and Tabson starts to roll.
Yeah.
It's number 2 in the round.
It's very good, isn't it? Like we said, get that 5-on-4, show that presence towards B, didn't even commit towards drop down, just making the noise, trying to pull the rotations over. Legia waits for a person to push through the smoke, finds that kill, but Bolts is fighting back somewhat, takes down Nex. Can't find the rifle or the SMG just yet. Maybe trying to hunt for further frags. I don't think he can do anything about this. Tabson gets the next kill, and there it is. Almost a clean sweep. Nex did drop, but Big now take the lead. They managed to negate the force by there of Immortals. Now hopefully, Matt, the headphones are ordered correctly. We've got the wireless mice plugged in, set up, and now we can really sink our teeth into this. What should be epic quarterfinal, I think, especially the likes of Tabson and Bolt start turning up.
Yes, all the issues fixed. So they have to sit back on the CT side this time, obviously not winning on the force. They'll have to relax for one more to get guns out. It'll be a 3rd round loss bonus. So I imagine Big will play accordingly, knowing they'll be up against pistols. We'll have a, if they go by anything we've seen, a relatively slow start to the round, ascertain information, and then work as a unit toward a site. They've already got good damage on a Lucas. In fact, he's left with just 8.
You can afford to be a lot looser on these sort of rounds. You know you've already had a force fight in the previous. It has to be a full leak over the CT. So you can just group up as a 5-man unit and overwhelm them with firepower. So that's what Keith's trying to do right now on the back 10. It's fine if he goes down. What's he up to? Oh my
he's
goodness!
got it! The big man's got moves. He showed some wiggle at the end of the last round with some strafe mechanics. Gets inside of danger, and it makes it count as well. Remember, not only is he on the SMG, the kill comes on the knife. So he gets a massive reward, and he is the AWP player, so that will have benefits down the line.
Yeah, $1,500 for one of those knife kills. It's certainly worth it. It's not just showboating. It's financially viable for him to try and go for that. And does the damage initially. Look, well, I think it was just one slash for the knife as well to finish him off. Great stuff. Very exciting. 5-on-2 is going to be Henny and Bolts trying to hold on to the USP. I guess looking for exit frags and more of the goal at this stage, as they will hold up towards the B site, Henny and towards that drop-down area. Tabson might find some trouble here, but it's looking like he's got some crisp aim going on as he managed to find Bolts there as well. Henny waits in the connector. He might just survive this, considering they've all ran past him. And he'll have to search for a frag here if he can. Even if he gets it, it's very unlikely he saves the weapon. But Immortals will have money going to the next round.
Ooh. Headshot from afar onto Tabson. Puts him on 13. He gets a gun down, but all 5 stay up, and they will collect as Nex gets another SMG kill on the MAC-10.
Yeah, every kill, especially at that stage of the game, is so huge in CSGO. $600, and there's the replay of the knife. Keith, what was he down to? 30 HP at that point as well?
It was 30 HP, but I was trying to point out as well as money, he does go on to the AWP. He had 9350 at the start of this round after that knife.
That's great. AWP and AK comes up for Nex, and 3 UMPs as well to join them. So I guess you can call this a little bit of a bonus, thanks to they've got SMGs, and they're going to be upgrading to that key AWP you just referenced as well. No kits for Immortals. Now that's actually a huge deal here, especially against an execution-based team like Big. If they get that bomb down with a wall of smokes, you're going to be really struggle to retake the bomb site. They've obviously got no AWP themselves as well. They are struggling after those force buys in the early sectors of this game. 5 and 4s, and now only 2 smokes as well. A few flashbangs to work with, no incendiaries. They're getting bled out very early on in this round.
Smoke dropped next at long. Tabson inside of the drop. Clever tactics to disguise it this time. He just goes in cleanly. Take over E-box as well. Smokes down to the site. Wall of smokes at that. Bolts and Steel are on the inside of them, which means they can't see from rock that Tabson has made it through. And he's in a good spot though with the M4. Tries to turn back and find Nex as well. Steel. It's Goffey as he emerges. Small gap as well, and it's Lucas to rotate in and find the last remaining player, Tabson, who was sitting in the open the whole time.
Well, they managed to hold off the execution there from Big. We did say a lot of those are going to be coming in at that point. The AWP didn't really do too much. They go for the execution, but Immortals look quite comfortable, I have to say. The lack of utility, just have to hold their breath and try and take the challenges. A few kills with the smokes as well, that's certainly welcomed. As we get into round number 6, Immortals now managed to get the kits out and all for themselves, incendiaries. Now they can start to build their own bank balance. That was huge. If they managed to win that round big, they set themselves up for a very successful half on Cobblestone. But Immortals keep their heads above water for now. All for Henny, of course, likes to be aggressive on that upper platform. We'll see if that comes out at all. He's going to be Molotoved off, has to head towards the steps.
Check for next in the smoke. Not as aggressive from Immortals as I might have expected going into the first gun round. They have, ever since the pistol, when the 2 nades landed at long corner, stopped really trying to push in that position.
It's a difficult map generally to go for those first picks. You need to get warmed up and kind of establish your financial situation, and then you can start taking a few more risks. We'll see Henny push upper platform at this point, but look at Godby and co going towards long and taps in their strongest frag up. He's towards the end of long A.
Decent setup though. KNG can watch lower mid. If they find him first, if Nex is able to spot him and he has to drop backwards, though, he'll be exposed to the corner because Lucas is flashed off and Steel yet to have an angle. Lucas wins it. So far, KNG has not had to move, which means he's perfectly positioned to take down. Nex drops in, knows they're still at wall, and follows that as well. As Keeve hits the deck, the bomb stays down. It's like, yep, not anymore against 4. At least he was for a moment. 3-3.
Yeah, the money being whittled down now for the big side. That's 2 really clean rounds from Immortals, I have to say, only dropping 1 frag there. And there's going to be 3-3, definitely tie things up. And they can start now, maybe flirting with the idea, pushing a little bit more and trying to get the opening picks and allowing Henny to have some of his characteristic dynamic plays. We'll see whether that comes in. But the force buy from Big here. We have seen a few executions so far, shut down in the previous, but that nice boost. It's a boost we don't see that much these days, but thrown in about once a half, it can be very beneficial. The big one anticipating that. Tapton not really showing us an amazing aim just yet. He had an opportunity to finally kill an ABC, but didn't work out for him. This could be a faster play towards B. Lagia, he's looking keen to get in there. Drops the smoke, flashbang as well. Doesn't push any further.
Won't push any further, and thankfully so. That nade would have done even more damage if he was a step closer. So utility starts to be well deployed from Immortals. They're getting the advantage, it seems, early in the rounds now.
Yeah.
Or at least controlling what was originally a lot of aggression from Big. The 2 Tech 9s, they can afford to be quick, but as always, Tapson's the one that leads his way down into the drop room. Nade bounced. Steel's backed off. Very minor damage, and he's able to control the situation with a good kill. Brings Lucas back in through the window. Godby goes down.
We have pulled the rotations over towards B, and it's going to be the A side that Big will be finishing up at. 1 minute remaining as well. Keep trying to get this kill at the bed position. Doesn't happen for him. Goes down to 30 points of health. The bomb crosses towards the site. Lagia with the backstab as well. That's the huge play here. If he can find a kill in connector and keep them pulled apart, maybe Big have a chance to win this one.
Lucas may spot him, however. As bombs down, Steel sees the shoulder of Keeve. He's taken out immediately. Oh, he didn't see him at all. Lagia, he knows that they've already rotated over off that kill. He's got the back exposed through the door. Thankfully, he just barely gets Henny, but that brings the attention of Lucas back, and low HP, it just takes a single bullet. Clean defuse, 4-3 for Immortals. They take back the lead after winning and then losing after the pistol.
Yeah, great round by Steel. 3 frags in total. Lucas chimes in with 2, so the 2-man unit manages to shut down Big once again. That was the force buy, but they're getting deep into the loss bonus now with the bomb down as well. Could still buy into this round. Looks like a more conservative approach from what I can see so far. Tech 9s, yes, indeed, and a UMP for Lagia. Just trying to keep their money about the 2K mark. They'll have $2,900 going into the next one if they do indeed lose this. They get even more, they get the bomb planter, which is very lucky with a team like Big. But Immortals now have the lead map. It's 4-3, and the double AWP set up for Immortals coming out. We know this is powerful. Henny and KNG, both very, very good AWPers, and we'll see if they can step up here. One of them positioned towards top of middle, and got B. He's not messing around, is he? Just getting straight down long A. Knowing this could be a possibility, he's going to be committing all in.
Good shot, Tech 9. Oh, the damage was all there. KNG goes to 12, but he recovers. Recovers as Lucas finds a kill. HP, what about KNG gets found? Good control. Up close and a clean sweep. Immortals keep everyone alive and get their 5th round. Upgrade a few weapons. Pistols mostly.
Yeah.
Double AWP in play.
Looking quite promising here for Immortals with 4 rounds in a row. After losing to the second round force by Big, they've found their footing here on Cobblestone. Money's starting to swell, and Henny with decent spawns as well. As you said, once they get comfortable, they can start taking more chances at that point. They can go towards bottom and middle. They can try and shut down those first picks. With Keeve with the AWP as well. Finally, we have some decent cash for Big. 4 AK-47s, full array of utility as well. The smokes and the Molotovs. Both teams fully equipped. We'll see who comes out on top here as Keeve wants to challenge with that B side. Drops the smoke, and we're pushing through this as well. It's missed thrown, so he needs to be very careful here.
Yeah, that's a very small detail that means a lot.
Yeah, now he can't get to the box and actually have a safe position.
Can of Flames deployed both sides. Bolts, good nade, that's healthy. Very healthy.
Wow.
Even Legia get nailed by it.
Yeah. I'll send them packing for now. Legia down to 35 HP, but once again focusing on the drop-down run. Samson leading the way as ever, trying to find the first pick. They have been damaged up though.
Was quick to get out from drop this time, Tapson. Has Gobby with him. They've done this multiple times together. Last time they were shut down by Steel at the front, and Lucas jumping through. Steel this time is the one that's at the window. Players at long A, by the way, are quite removed from this. All the way out to the corner, Lucas and KNG. They'll start to rotate now with a flank from Lucas, but they've got to go in quick. They haven't spotted Bolts, and they don't spot him until after he takes down next Legia. Good response, however, puts the mid-side of the site, and he's yet to be revealed at KFC, but Molotov will force him out, not only out, but into the hands of Kiev. Bomb is down, though, and a good timing. Lucas gets hot on their heels immediately through B tunnels and Legia. He's got to fight. He can't go for the bomb. He's got to get a kill, at least one kill to get toward it. That one certainly helps.
Here we go then, Legia 1v1 situation against the AWP as well there. HP isn't a factor anymore. KNG can watch the cross to the side with 10 seconds remaining. We have a chance here, but he starts encroaching on his position. Bomb should be planted here.
He'll get it down, he'll get it all the way down, but the push coming through KNG stays close. Brings back out the AWP as well, even though Legia is only on 35, but he gets the angle. And the Brazilians get yet another round. They've silenced Big for now 5 in a row.
They absolutely have. Legia, very valiant attempt, I have to say, on the B-bomb side. Didn't expect to hit that shot on the upper platform whatsoever. Nails it. Brings it down to the 1v1. I gave him the advantage as well, considering he's up against that close range AWP. I thought he had that one tied up. Like we said, the HP wasn't a factor at that point, but KNG, very patient, holds the angle, takes him down. 5 rounds in a row for Immortals. That does mean Big can keep buying into this one. You get $3,400 per player, 800 extra with the bomb going down as well. So buy is available, and I can see there's enough for an AWP, but just about. It's 5k on Legia after getting those few frags. I don't think they bring out the AWP this time. They take a pause. This is tactical, of course, just to work out what the players. Why are we not closing out these rounds? We're fighting the frags, getting the clutch situations almost in our favor. That was a 2v1, sure, but the 1v1, I thought they might not have finished that one off. The 5 rounds in a row. Immortals looking very sharp here. Haven't really given away much in terms of gun rounds. Double AWP setup still rolling strong. We'll have a look at the scoreboards while we're here as well. Big performance for Immortals. Steel, 11 kills, 4 deaths. Same story for Lucas as well. KNG not far behind. Henny, once again, I called it out, Matt. He's had an up and down tournament, I would say, 1 for 7. But the rounds they're winning, not such a huge deal. But he is struggling towards that B-bomb side.
KNG on the first op goes low at mid to try and fire through the smoke. It means, though, that they've got 3 on A. And not a lot of presence at B, where in which Big is hoping to occupy.
Yeah, and this play is what Henny's known for. Getting aggressive at the start, trying to find the first picks. He's at long A. It's a really scary angle to try and face in the CT side, but he doesn't get too much trouble. He will be pushing out, though. Going to be investigating towards top and middle. No one there. This will be another B side of the attack from the Big side. The bomb's down in the B halls. Henny's on the other side of the map as well. This could be troublesome for them. Only Bolt's really defending towards that B side. He's there with Steel, but he's in the connector. Surely this is the round where Big have the advantage. They execute now, they've got a very good chance of taking this round.
Execute or go slow. They're back inside a drop, same 2. Usual suspects, Bolts toward the Hobbit hole. Abson's gonna heal. Here's Steel running back into the site. Flashed over, he'll go up the lane, but has to turn his back around. Legia's already found the kill. He gets Bolts. He's perfectly positioned to catch off the player that was waiting at the Hobbit hole, and Gobby follows up as Lucas is hot on the flank, though. Bomb not yet planted. If he times this, he could easily take down the planter. He's got to be careful with his aim, and he's followed it up. Resets it and goes back for next. Gobby and Legia are so low on HP as well.
Absolute blunder there from Big, not watching their angles at all. You've got 5 players alive. Why is no one watching the platform? And Eddie, he finds another kill as well. Takes 2! This is falling apart for Big. He's up to Gobby on 15 HP. The bomb has not been planted. Surely he can't do it. And it's Henny who steps up just when they need him. 3 kills in the round. And 6 in a row for Immortals. Big are starting to crumble. Another pause required, I would say. That's terrific. That should not be happening, man. Why is no one watching the platform?
And Next couldn't get the refrag, even though the spray was so lackluster from Lucas. And then Q in the brother, he steps up on the AWP, 3 very fast flicks. As soon as he gets that second kill and bomb's not planted, they were already in trouble with the HP, as it were.
5 on 2.
Beautiful op shots.
Yeah. 5 on 2 situation though, that's
and watch this. This is why it's nice the booths face each other. He's taunting them, not that they'll have noticed.
That's true. That's a very good point. Oh, I think we have not a force buy here, but big down to the upgraded pistol, some armor as well. Need to start converting those rounds if they want to stand a chance here in the quarterfinals. 7-3 the overall scoreline. Single orb this time for Immortals, but BO3 wants to challenge towards drop down, and challenge he will as he finds the first kill. Can't get the double as Legia takes him down with that UMP.
No off-shot success from Henny this time, though, as Legia is able to pick up the M4. He also, having picked it up, deterred the push coming through from Steel that was going to try and flank him out from window and get the refrag. They're content to let them have position because they don't have anything else to go along with this M4. It's just the one. Although, they can't give him that much room. They have to at least be mindful of his presence because Henny's caught completely off guard, not looking anywhere near the position as Steel's going to go back for it, and Legia is placed well. If Steel's equally as careless, could have walked into it, but this could be big. This could be a massive play as KNG wants to flank. They're not going to be looking. They hear him drop down. They line up, though, and he gets both. The M4 sprays through. Legia's got it all to do, and Steel's ready for him. Immortals are alive, absolutely alive with 7 in a row.
Yeah, beautiful stuff there. Great mid-round calls. Equal situation, 3-on-3. KNG asked for the call to get out towards drop down there. He turns it to perfection as well. They both line up him. They know he's coming as well. They can't do anything about it. The UMP, the Tech 9, trying desperately to defend, sticking behind each other, but didn't work out. KNG finds them. Here it is, the replay. As both players go down. It's 8-3. That was just a partial bite there from the big side, so we won't take too much away from that, but 8-3. Immortals have won the half, and they've looked at the much better team, I have to say it right now, so far. Round number 12. More power for Kiev once again. And fast play from Legia. Wants to be challenged in that area. Has been hitting some decent shots. He's actually top fragging right now for Big, which is great for him, but not so great for the likes of Big. We need Tabson to be at the top there. He needs to be delivering a world-class performance to make it to the semi-finals here.
Extinguish the flames with smoke. Shot comes through, but it won't land. He still already has the one to take the damage early. Backs off. And he again goes to KFC, and Steel on Alley can actually, rather than playing window or rock, be more effective to support Bolts, but they're comfortable leaving him there, and he's going to rotate back around because they don't have any further information. Bombs down toward B tunnels. Could go either direction with 44 seconds to work with, or thereabout. Anticipate A with a split from Tabson. Not a lot of utility left. Tons of kits for the post plant, but not a lot of utility left on the Immortals side. Incendiary, 2 flashes and a nade, and that is it. And the double op late as well, which is going to be KNG inside of the site under pressure. Kiev can't open the first one on the T side of the op. Next is able to get Lucas. Tabson's down though. That's the rotations wide open. Good shot, KNG. He wins the first off exchange. He stays on the side as well. In 6 seconds, bombs down, round's over. 4 seconds, it's done. KNG's just got to stay alive. He doesn't even need to worry though, because what a no-scope. His teammate was already heading for the hills. He'll lose his op, but the round is done. Bolts just staying alive, secures it.
Yeah, unfortunately, Big looking a little bit out of the depth right now. Immortals, great side, hitting the shots that are required. KNG's getting fired up as well. Those flick shots are really tasty to watch. Manages to take 2 of those down, like I said, has had to survive there. Got a little no-scope to finish things off as well. He did go down eventually, but it's going to be Godby with no money to the next round. He saves the AWP and armor, so that's fine. But now we have another tactical pause. This is not the Big we've seen throughout the tournament. Only saw them in Inferno, you have to remember that, but Immortals just looked at the better team right now.
It's not the tactical
prowess
we're looking to see. It's slow, it's defaults. They're getting into drop, and then they're just repetitively doing the same thing.
They're getting to the bomb sites. That's what you need to do. Having Mumbers making it to the bomb site itself is just the final hurdle of getting that 1 kill and getting the bomb down. They're wasting a lot of time with that slow play style we just mentioned, but it seems like it's not really working out from the clutches. The players aren't stepping up in those particular situations, but KNG, he certainly is. What was this shot? Looking at the other side, and boom! Takes him down. That was really, really nice. Round number 13. We do have a force buy here, I think.
Well, I was just saying we do. You're right to call that. Keep back on the AWP, because obviously they pick up what they can and force anything they can into this 9-3. we've only really seen one wall of smoke toward B. Nothing overly creative from Big, which I was expecting, I have to say.
They've got tactics on this map. They've got great executions towards the A side, especially as we were describing. But you're right, we haven't really seen too much of it as of yet. Still early days. They can get 9-6 here. They're absolutely fine, but that does have to happen, I'd say. I don't think 12-3 is going to be good enough to carry them through here on Cobblestone. Tabson down to a Tech 9. Arguably want him on the AK-47, considering how powerful he can be. Keeve with the AWP, this time making his way towards drop down, trying to find the first pick, but up against double AWPs once again. This time, though, it's Bolts, not the AWP who's on the platform, and Henny will just be trying to bait him in, take that aggro away. And it's Big once again, setting up towards that B side.
The shots from Godby, obviously mask. Keeve going in, quick bounce nade. One that's close. It's AWP in the drop. He's tagged them both. He's absolutely right in his positioning. They'll follow it up as Legia gets bolts, but Steel still stays alive at the rock, and he'll actually put himself all the way over toward KFC. A single nade would take him down. Watch to Henny. Smoke out. He's rotated around it. Finds Legia on the first one. Can't follow it again to next. A chance to work with a man advantage and the HP of Steel, but Steel goes overlooked. Timing everything. Timing off for Lucas as he looks the wrong way. KNG gets back in position. Another 2 plays from the secondary off as Keeve goes back out. He can't get around the corner. It's shut down. 10-3.
Opening kills once again there for Big. It was looking so promising. It's that final hurdle. This time KNG, their nemesis once more. 3 kills to finish things off. Steel was still a chicken coop as well. I thought he was about to shut the run down. He gets 1 kill at the platform position. The thing is so key though, before Henny died, right? He dropped the incendiary at that drop down entrance, meaning the T side was segregated. They had presence at the platform, but they couldn't pinch at the very same time. Just some great utility usage from Immortals. This is looking like a very strong performance from them. It's clinical. They're hitting the shots that are required. And it seems like Big might be out of their depth, I'm not sure. But the executions, the final plays, just don't seem on point right now. They're not hitting the shots required to really justify this really slow pace. Going to round number 14, I don't think this was a force buy. Obviously, Maxim lost bonus, lost so many rounds in a row here. Current scoreline 10-3 after winning the second round force buy and getting 3 in a row. It's just dropped off completely. They've got Tech 9s, Deagles, UMPs, left themselves about 2K so they can buy next round. Another execution play, smokes are lined up. No fakes here, sticking together, going towards middle with 2 players and 3 along A. 10-5 still fine. They can pick this round up. It's to be a struggle, but it's enough to work with.
Tabson with only 7 kills leads the way on the Tech 9. A WP spots the head. Good shot, KNG.
He's a monster, isn't he?
Good God, man. He's stepping up when needed. Lucas is able to quickly cover off the push toward the APC. Even though Nex gets a trade back on Steel. He swings out, handles that as well, and they've got an inkling as to where Legia is. They won't exactly know all. Yes, why not? Why not, Legia? Give me something to cheer about. Oh, he's actually gotten the site aggressive. He's got it down to a 1 versus 2, and he knows there was one more rotating over. He could have easily caught bolts off.
Yeah, decent attempt from Legia, I have to say, but not for naught. Gets a knife kill, means he gets more muddy into the next round and can drop the AWP. That's actually quite substantial for him. 11-3 though, cannot convert these rounds. Immortals looking very, very good. KNG especially, what has he had for breakfast today? That was absolutely unbelievable, the shots he's hitting. Look at it, every shot just very calm. And we were told how good he can be at AWPing when he first joined his team, but we thought, they've already got Henny, why do you need another AWPer? But it's paying off in spades right now. We're going to round number 15. Double AWP setup still out, of course. Big need this round, I say that they absolutely have to convert this one. Decent damage inflicted. Lucas might go down here as he sits in the flames, goes down to 18 HP.
Nade thrown bounced off. KNG's right, he knows they're below the ramp, so he adjusts accordingly. No shot landing. He's forced back again through danger. Lucas is going to try and sneak out behind them. He may do it as well. He's caught them off.
So good.
As Keeve rotate backs over and then gets away with it as well. No trade potential. Problem is he does, and he's well aware of it obviously with the Molotov down, but he's got nowhere to go. He's already lost his teammate that was supporting him. If he buys space though, he could potentially bait back in. Not going to, he's just drawing time. He's being a nuisance at this point.
Yeah, that is focusing on him as well. They have to find this frag. Lucas gets another one, the round's over, but they finally take him down. It's Tabson to get it. A minute to work with. They won't be timing this round out at least. Steel though, headshots next through the smoke. Bombs in that position as well. They don't really have much to work with here, but that certainly helps. God B finds KNG.
God B. Steel gets one. Starts off the shutdown. And they've got it all again. 12-3 Immortals.
Yeah.
This look, again, Immortals win pistol. They get ecoed immediately after. It looks like Big's going to start to run away with it, and then non-stop. Non-stop. Speaking of non-stop, you've got all kinds of stats that never really stop flowing in. If you head to Bumio.com, you can check everything out from the majors, see tips from all sorts of pro players that have been on the stage this weekend already.
Well, first half looking very good for Immortals, I have to say. 12-3 on the CT side. For me, that's just a win. That's a lock-in right now. This would be an absolute catastrophe if they gave this map away, but we'll see. Big, known to be a decent cobble side, and they'll be needing the pistol here. That goes without saying at this point. 4 sets of armor for them, a couple of flashbangs to work with. No upgraded pistols on T side, there's 4 sets of armor for them and 1 smoke. That smoke used commonly towards connector, A or B side, depending on where you want to go. And well, it seems like to split towards the A side through the connector itself, or you just go hard in towards B and try and overwhelm the CTs with firepower here. Looks like it's the latter. Got B looking to challenge and taps in. Looks off the head to KNG there.
Needs to do more than that though, because he's lost his teammate. Steele's got Gia. He's getting overwhelmed. He's trying to pull Nex back in, and Nex getting back in at the right time. They'll coordinate for a crossfire, but Henny still finds a kill, and it's 2 versus 2. The advantage, though, too big, not only with the kill, but the fact that the bomb is down inside of the site, a site which Steele is flanking. They're gonna have no idea where he is. They're starting to anticipate it, though, based on the fact that CTs have gone all the way back through B long. There's nowhere else he really could be. Stare him down in tandem, peek together, watch the headshot potential as Steele is bleeding out down to 28. Clock to get close. Next confirms that he's there with a repeat. They won't get over aggressive, there's no need.
Yeah, they don't have to give anything away here. Make him plan, make him get to the bomb site itself. He's low HP, you've done the damage. Stick together, like you said, give him 2 targets. Still can't do anything with it. Keith gets the final headshot, a must-need risk around there for Big. 12-4. Managed to keep himself alive here somewhat as we get into round number 2. Don't necessarily have to force play on the T side, they probably will. But this sort of lead could just focus on the AKs going forward, but they're going to bring out the Tech 9s, the Deagles, some armor as well. Very good on the pistols for sure. So Big not out of the woods just yet, and they hardly fire on all cylinders. It's not the Big you kind of expect to get to a semi-final at this stage. They have looked amazing for the tournament, 3-0 against some huge names, but it doesn't seem to be the same brand of Counter-Strike at the moment. 3 UMPs, an MP9, and a Famis for Tabson.
Steele down quick, gotta be ready. I think he's identified the fact that there was more than just the 1 player dropping in, but moves himself accordingly. The other player mentioned, none other than Henny. He takes quite a bit of nade damage, throws the bomb back up as well. KNG nearly walked off the ledge inside of the smoke to get it. But Henny committed. And all the rotations have gone toward the B side. Lucas seeing if anyone's going to push all the way through.
Well, here's the 5-on-4. The hard work has been done for the CT set. Now, just hold the crossfires, wait for the final commitment to come in. Immortals should be taken down 1 by 1. Time ticking away. Less than a minute now as Henny gets towards the drop down. He's got a flashbang though. Could find Gobby here. Gobby is decent at drop down, knows what he has to do. He might overlook this corner though. That could be an absolute shame, but the timing somehow for Henny has the knife out at that point as we bolt so in the back in the round of the headshot taps him.
KNG wants to get through. Lucas was watching flank, no one to worry about in that position yet. Instead, it's in the sight. MP9 Kiev, good firing range position as he gets closer and closer. Gobby will get the kill in the end. He swaps to the pistol to get Lucas because he's depleted his ammunition in the SMG, but Gobby gets the kill, the final kill. 12-5, not done by any means.
Definitely not. Now they've got the pistol in that second round conversion as well. Let's take it round by round. It's not done yet. Round number 18. 2K per play on the Immortals side, no bomb down in that previous round. So this will be the full eco, maybe just a B rush. It can be a little bit frustrating and hold up for the whole round and see if any CTs make a mistake, but I'd expect Immortals to go for a straight rush, maybe down towards middle and try and trade a frag. Keeve and Lagia go towards long A. It looks like they will be challenged indeed. As we head towards top and middle. Emphatic approach here from Immortals, it seems, as they go straight towards long A. Keeve waiting towards middle as well. He will be tested here. Can't give much away. Oh, Lagia, the timing's good for all about him.
Misbounce on the nade actually goes closer to where they walked in from. Still pushing. Bolt is able to get Keeve, so double trade. And a site that's occupied until rotations. Tabson's just barely there in the nick of time before they get to stables, and that may do it because bomb down inside the site. Henny. It's concluded by Nex. 12-6, they have it.
Yeah, got a bit dicey there, I have to say. The Glocks is a little bit unlucky with the timings, though. Lagia pulling his nade out just as they finally committed. He gives away UMP, but that's about it. Tabson to save the day, joined by Nex as well. First full buy for Immortals, no AWP there. 5 AK-47s, opting for more utility with the flashbangs as well. Not much in terms of the Molotovs, I don't think there's a single one there. It can be quite tricky on a map like Cobblestone to flush out positions like the upper platform, the tight corners, hobbit hole, the tree for example. It's very difficult to actually get into sight while having that utility to work with. All for Kiev of course. Let's see if he can start hitting some big shots here. He's on 10 for 13 right now, but it's Lucas going in first, but tabseN taking him down.
Slows the play as Bolts backs off. Oh, good nades. Pucker up and give it a kiss. Rotten Apple takes him down to 56, and they'll find Bolts. Good push from tabseN. So no openings for Immortals now that they're on the AK-47 steal. He seems to be the one to want to go after drop. Does land a nade directly on top of Godbeat. And then he'll follow up by dropping himself into the position, but it's being fortified and guarded. tabseN as well is going to be boosted up on the tree. And he'll stay, yeah, exactly, at an angle behind it by which he can see Evox because they know Steel's in there.
Bad advantage still for the big side here. 5-on-3 to be exact, but here comes the final play. We took that tree position, could be problematic, but for Steel, it seems absolutely fine for him. They bring a kill back. 4-on-3 now.
Next. Does hold off, watches back, he's stuck against the wall though, nowhere to go. KNG therefore is able to put him down once they have the information. Spraying in, he finds Coffee, they have opened something up late. Bomb's gonna go in, late Molotov as well means they won't be able to deny it just yet. But a 2 versus 2 make it down to 1, they've gotta go back for the bomb, and he burns alive. The Molotov did just barely get in position.
Yeah, great play from Big. They've had a lot of advantages in this game that they've thrown away. 5-on-2s, 5-on-3s, but that one they convert. It started to fall apart slightly with Steel finding the opening kill towards that tree position. But finally it's looking decent for Big now, winning the first gun round here. The journey begins. It's going to be 4-0 in the second half. Looking decent. Could they bounce back? Certainly a possibility, as there's another eco here for Immortals. The gap in the scoreline is starting to close. Slowly but surely, this could happen, Matt. Could have a real game on our hands now.
Deagle toward long, Lucas going against Legia. Legia backs off. Oh, the nade is perfectly positioned. tabseN gets a kill. Legia realizes he's got company on either side. Identifies correctly which wants to arrive first and gets the kill accordingly. Smoked off as he is though. They want to try and rush directly by and get toward the A site, but Kiev waits for the AWP. Should be a clean sweep, and it is. So Big fighting back valiantly. 5 in a row, they bring it to just a 4-round lead for Immortals, who have yet to score or put one on the board, if you will, on the T side.
This is the first time they've got the AWP out. This is the real test for them. They were so hot with those weapons on the CT side, especially KNG. My God, some of the shots he was hitting were unbelievable. Henny, though, on the AWP, like he said, he did have some decent rounds, but slow to get into this game. He still hasn't hit double digits. He's on 8 kills, 16 deaths. So sure, he's had some high impact frags, but hasn't exactly been carrying the AWP out. If I'm Immortals right now, I'm giving that off to KNG all day long.
Absolutely. On this map, 21 kills, he leads the way. Steel's behind on 19. But much more of a team game in terms of kill distribution on the Big side. Again, some pressure toward long early A, that is. B has pressure at long from the CTs rather than anyone on the terrorist side, on Immortals side. Bomb down inside of the tunnels as well. Play the pick. 3 players at long could flash each other around the corner. Lucas has gone quite far up and close to the corner, but still just waiting for his time to go. Flashes land, no one in position at the corner. Legia instead of the hay bales didn't get winded up. He's able to find a single kill. Henny on the AWP is going to try and slow peek, but thankfully backs away and the smoke comes down. He's so low, Legia. He can't find the shot because the reason I was saying it was almost to the benefit of him that the smoke came in is that they were bringing out the AWP in tabseN's hand to try and get a shot, or rather, excuse me, the M4 in tabseN's hand to try and get a secondary shot. Down drop, meanwhile, Bomb is in position, blinded up. Goffy hears them, but doesn't have the vision. Good spot from Nex. Pops the bomb inside, finds the gap, finds KNG.
Yeah, it's really solid CT side from Big so far. Not done in this quarterfinal just yet, it seems. Have a timeout for Immortals here. It's towards long A. Legia's looking very strong there, confident almost. He's by himself, doesn't have anyone else to play off there. Takes the jewel, drops the smoke as well. Completely isolates any remaining T's on the other side. He falls back. And it's up to GOB to defend the drop-down area. He can't do it, but his teammate Nex as we said, showing some fantastic form in this tournament. Continues here ahead. 4 seconds remaining. Henny has to save the AWP. He's above drop down right now. Looks like he'll be fine to save the weapon. But Immortals, generally speaking, haven't really impressed me at all here in the second half. 12-9 as we start to close the gap. Immortals timeout does come in indeed, tactical for sure. Their first one. This shows you how kind of the difference in the first half and the second. They haven't had to use a pause whatsoever at this point, but now the sun is looking a little bit uncomfortable and working out what's to play here. Henny with the saved AWP. He's got armor, got a smoke to work with, but no money from not surviving that previous round. His teammates just the maximum loss bonus here, $3,400 per player. A little bit more than that on top, so AKs and armor can come out, but 3 smokes in total, 2 flashbangs. Doesn't look amazing for them. In terms of the predictions here, the pick 'em challenge is going to be 68% in favor of Big. I guess it's about right, depending where you're from, but...
It doesn't surprise me, actually, just based on how they did in the group stages.
Sure.
I think there was a bit of a bandwagon behind that as well, so...
Yeah, it's fair enough. Round number 22 then. All power for Henny once again, who hasn't been playing amazingly. Hasn't really opened up the maps that much on this T side. Goes towards the upper platform, up against Kiev, who's been pretty decent. And he's towards long A this time. Legear changing his position. This is a heavy B focus. So this Kiev, the only player on the A side of the map. Legear towards drop down, backing up got B as well, where he's had some aggro, a bit of some issues there. So that's why it's good, right? To do it right now after you've shown Legear on that side of the map and having taps in there as well, just to shift them over, a completely different setup to try and counter what Immortals are doing. Oof, that nade.
That's so good again, so well timed. Again, Molotov damage is actually extending a lot further than I think Lucas was ready for.
Yeah,
almost killed him immediately. He goes down to 19 HP.
Well. No kill coming in just yet, but as good as. Luke is down to 19, still at 55. Kiev come to his play by himself, still towards top and middle. They haven't really gained anything at the B side. No one in drop down, and he's getting bullied by the utility at this point. Big looking for double digits, and that's when things get quite scary indeed for the Immortals side. Could they actually throw the 12-3 lead?
Back over toward Kiev. Bomb toward A. Legear's going to have to be hot on his heels to rotate. A timely rotation. Good shot, Kiev, therefore, to start it off.
Yeah.
As KNG wants to slip in undetected towards Stables. He's at least got close to cannons, but wrapping around is the next challenge as Kiev goes up. Can't quite get the shot, knows that there's 2 there, therefore sits back and controls the tight angle. So close again. No chance on the third. KNG gets the shot immediately after. Boltons goes close, finds it. And tear down the Berlin wall because they've got a hole inside of the defense to plant the ball. Finally on A, that Bolts can cover off, taps in, and Henny finds the rotation of Goffy. The first for Immortals on a T side.
It was looking so good for Big at that stage, got the opening pick, and I was about to say, Keith, with that one pick and alone on the A side, buys him time. He gets towards the bomb side there, and a similar sort of play style we saw from KNG, holding the tight angle on the bomb side itself, trying to hit the flick shots, jumping around. If he hits one of those shots, they'd probably win that round, but his Bolt's giving a little bit too much to work with that, as his teammates find frags as well. They take down the players towards the balcony position. That's the first round here in the second half for Immortals. 6-1 is the scoreline. Big cannot find double digits just yet, but they've got a ton of money to work with here. I'd say maybe a half buy next if they lose this round, but still very well equipped at number 23. Nothing too aggressive here from either side. Kiev this time seems like he actually wants to push down long A. He was at middle before. Wants to try and find the first pick. That long corridor. It's going to be the B side that Immortals are focusing on for now, though. Looking to potentially execute here. Flashbang's going over. Maybe he's bleeding out some CT utility on the other side. We'll drop a smoke as well. This will be an A split from what I can see right now, Matt.
Molotovs are there, Nate, again well timed, that is huge, because it's on a reset round, they've already got damage and they'll just fall into the rain. God B! He is the God B as he shuts down drop one more time, Henny in a 1 versus 5. Apparently they didn't bring enough to tear down a wall this high.
Oh, it's so beautiful, the nade, everything, the timings, the perfection as well, sitting in front of the smoke, the 3-man spray down. Immortals have no idea what has happened to them. It's Big with a really successful round there, lost the previous, and now they get the double digits. Everyone's surviving as well. God B on an absolute rampage. Immortals can do nothing about it. They were setting up for that A split. They tried to get the drop down control where God B's have been allowing them to have. He's been sitting outside the window, but this time he's in there, he's fighting, he's scrapping. and they managed to get all 3 kills. Another timeout for Immortals. They're not looking comfortable here, and that's a full reset round as well, Matt. The fact is they get no bomb down here, and let's look at it from GOB, just spotting them as they drop into the smoke, doing the damage, the full commitment with the 30 bullets. You'd love to see it. GOB stepping up now. This is looking really bleak for them in the first half, but they found their footing now in the second. They could get a couple of rounds out of this. Still going to be really weak money for Immortals next round, even if they take a full eco in round number 24.
I'd love to see a stat for how much nade damage has been done
That's
in the
so
opening sectors of the round. That's 3 in a row, if I'm not mistaken. They've hit multiple people for significant damage before they're even ready to go.
That's 1 HE in 2 rounds. It's done over 100 damage. Like that's kind of nuts. Very rare to see them being that effective, especially on a map like Cobblestone as well. Round number 24, it's going to be P250s, Deagles, no armor, no loss bonus to really have that comfort. And another nade to the face of Bolts as he goes down to 45 HP. They're having a really rough time in that drop-down area.
Yep, good find. It's dinked up. Spark clearly covers the screen, but he finds the kill anyway. Just 3 rounds for Immortals, but it seems almost impossible at this point. Momentum firmly with Big. Rotations go back over toward A to support Legia. Kiev's going to sit nearby because, again, Legia on 13 can't do it alone. They'll give him the AWP, in fact, so Kiev goes on the rifle. Not something we normally see, but it has to do with the AWP positioning. He's able to get a kill as well, so justified. But they lose Kiev. Q-taps, and indeed, we talked about it, he always shows up. He's getting there now, 17 kills, he's catching Legia.
Yeah, he is. Just when they need him as well to close this game out. 13-11, a couple of rounds to go to tie up the scoreline, and there is going to be a buy for Immortals here. As we said, though, money is going to be weak generally. 4 AKs, a Galil for Bolts. In terms of utility, 2 players with any nades whatsoever, Matt. We have 3 smokes total, a Molotov. What's the play here? Do we just go fast? Do we just push straight into a bomb site? We haven't really seen that from them yet. It's been quite slow and quite default play for Immortals. They're expecting faster rounds coming in. When they can really get rolling on the teams out of Cobblestone, that's when they look their scariest. But only posting 1 round so far. It's 8-1. This could fall apart. The 12-3 lead, surely not. A boost comes in, mixing things up once again. Every round is just so smart. Perfect calls now as GOB is ready and waiting. But next, same story as they walk in towards the B side.
Next is waiting below the broken wall. Bolts is going to swing behind him, and they look over, so KNG gets it open. That gives them the front side of the site to work with. Taps and drops the bomb, but they get 2 ensuing kills, therefore have control.
Yeah, much simpler rounds this time. 1 smoke, a few flashbangs, 5 men towards the upper platform. That's what I'm saying. We haven't really seen that at all. Just simple, basic Counter-Strike, and use your star players to open up the bomb site there. Bolts especially, lovely shot from him. Still chimes in as well, and you can see Big, they weren't really ready for that one. It's obviously that they're waiting for the execution to come in. They want the wall of smokes to give them cues so they can throw the utility back. That's what they've been so good at so far, is deploying the HE grenades, locking players out with the utility. But that's not really an option. They just help themselves to the B side like that. That's what we need to see more of from Immortals if they're going to close this game out. But this will be 2 saved weapons now. Kiev and Legia holding on to the AWP and the M4A4 as well. Plenty of money available for Big. They can certainly buy around these weapons, but don't want to give anything away for free. But Legia, he's fighting back. 2 kills for him. That's not bad at all. We know the Immortals' money is low. So every kill they get at this point is definitely worth it. Even the fact he goes down, it doesn't matter. He's got a ton of money in reserve. They do not. 1 round they can pick up here, Big. They're back into this, and they shut it down. We have another pause coming through.
You mentioned Henny, by the way, early on, saying he hasn't really showed up. He got the 3 brilliant kills in the 5 versus 2 with his brother when they retook the B site, rather with denying the bomb plan. It wasn't even really a retake. It never had to come to that. But other than that round, he has been quiet, even on the CT side. Now, T side, admittedly, it's not like he can do as much to get aggressive with the AWP, more so because they haven't had the money for it. But he definitely has not been in this game in the capacity that I would have expected and wanted from him.
I've been noticing this throughout the tournament as well. I kind of mentioned it in the pre-game. It's KNG who's been AWPing primarily throughout this tournament. He hasn't looked himself, Henny. He's kind of looked a little bit out of his depth in terms of the shots he's hitting, and maybe the aggression we're used to seeing from him not happening. And KNG, he looks lights out. I'm not sure why he's just not taking the main AWP role. At this point, we're in the quarterfinal and things are falling apart. It's like, Henny, you're having a nightmare. Let me just do the main AWP at this stage. And you just have to make that call. It's a difficult one to make, but sometimes it has to be done. Round number 26, 14-11. Immortals, though, they're winning the previous round. There's a huge chance it can get reset. Need to be very careful. There's another fast approach. This is what we wanted to see, Matt. To stay together, group up, get in those bomb sites.
Kiev, he's not quick enough. He does find one on Bolts As you look back down toward E-Box, that means he's pushed and pressured from both sides. Good find from Tapson to get a lurk late inside a connector. Shuts down any threat coming in from Immortals. And as you mentioned, just a chance to break the money once more, and Big would be right back into it at 14-12, potentially get a 13th round on the back of it. So slow it down. The Twins again, this time 4 versus 2. Something better than they won last time they worked together on the CT side. Have to be weary of the flank walking around. Thompson's getting closer and closer. His timing's gonna be perfect. Their spot in the open. Bomb down. Thompson gets both. And Big finds well to break the economy. They certainly have control.
This is like double eco territory for Immortals. If they have a pause left, this would be the time to work out what's the play. To be forced by into this. We've got 4 players with less than $3,000. 2 of which very low indeed, beneath 2,000 in fact. Tapson, lovely work there. It's a clean round for Big as they close the gap. Scoreline's 9-2. Immortals getting shut down. They're trying to mix things up. They're trying to go faster now. The simpler plays, as I said, we haven't really seen that from them. It was great for the previous round, but that one just there didn't really work out for them. Tapson with a nice flank, and there will not be a force by him into round number 27. Things looking desperate now for the Immortals side. As Tapson, aggressive across toward the platform, finds the first headshot. This takes down Lucas. Lagia, that's not bad at all.
Wow.
He finds 2 kills as well.
5-2. In terms of manpower, it's a very good job against the anti-eco situation, or rather with the anti-eco situation. Scobby gets himself in position through the door. 1-point game after 12-3 on the most sloppy, I guess, T-side we've seen from Big throughout the course of the event. Tapson gets KG, it's only Henny remaining. Needs kills in this P250 just to get money again. Ooh, nearly gets one. Good tag with 3 players there waiting for his arrival. We have 1 round between them.
Who would have thought? The CT sides. Well, as I said, the money's still not going to be great. Could have been double eco territory if they wanted to be, but they've opted for the buy here. Henny, just the CZ. Bolts down to Galil. UMP for KNG. I think I've painted a picture for you. Quite a bleak scenario for the Immortal side. They do have the utility to work with it. That's what they've opted for. This will be some sort of set piece. We need to see like a wall of smoke. You can't really just rely on running into a bomb site. With this sort of weaponry, we're going to have to deploy everything we've got. Throw the kitchen sink at them and see what's available as we get into round number 28.
It's Tapson, taking out KNG. Good shot, starts it off again against Guns. Down to 50 HP, but it's a decent, oh, not again. Not again. Another massive nade. These guys are timing it to perfection. Tapson's already got the kill. He gets all the damage required. And on top of that, oh, they're blinded up. They're standing and they're burning alive. They have no idea they're sitting on top of the flames. It's a marshmallow fest. As Gompy gets back inside, and he's going to be the best to shut down Steel. They'll lose themselves inside of the smoke, but watch for the aberration to emerge. Next, he's not haunted by any ghost to McGuel. Bomb left down on top of the platform, and another shot to tie it up. Lagia's got it, 14-14.
They're looking hot right now, Big. They're managing to hit all their shots, working perfectly as a unit. I wasn't believing coming to the second half from what I saw in the first, but this has been a marvelous performance for them. And you're right, tying things up at 14-14. That was the force buy for Immortals as well. They're going into round number 29 with pistols only. That's it. They're force buying in with Tech 9 CZs. And it's the nades once again, Matt. How much damage are they doing with these HE grenades over and over again? Playing out of their minds right now in the second half. The Gears after 28 frags, not known as the biggest fragger, arguably one of their weakest players, stepping up and going huge here in the quarterfinal.
Invigorated. Come under some criticism in this event for all sorts of things we all know about. But they've stepped up when it matters, and they actually are in a position to find map points against just pistols. Another nade potentially, this time Molotov. Incendiary to be specific and precise.
Yeah.
That's a nade though, and it'll do damage again to the corner. It's not quite 100 damage, but
it's still decent. We'll take it.
Yeah, still see. I mean, the guns don't even have to do the work. You talk about M4s not being one-shot headshots. Well, okay, they are if you do 50 damage every time with a nade.
This must be the most damage of HE grades we've seen in a single half. It's unbelievable the work they're doing with those lesser utility, really. It's the one that's not purchased the most. They're often opting for the smokes, the flashbangs, and the Molotovs. The HE is like a luxury sometimes. Oh, now the crowd are coming to life. They're believing. Here we go, Pistols, the final play towards the B-bomb site. Immortals have to dig so deep this one. Lose this round, it's pretty much over. Still no money. Final flashbang, here we go.
Through the smoke, it works. They don't spot next to the archway. They'll get him back. And on top of getting him, they actually do find Gobby immediately before, so it's a 2 versus 2, but Keeve with the AWP continues to look hot in this event. And a fast flick puts Map Point on the board for Big First.
Nothing to work with there for the Immortals side, just Pistols, armor, hoping someone can go absolutely wild with Desert Eagle, find an opening pick, just something, but they couldn't get those openings. This is a 12-3 half. They've fallen apart. It seemed like Immortals were controlling the pace of this game. They had everything going for them, that double orb setup, the KNG performance, but this T side, just nothing has excited me at all in that play. They haven't really had the basics down. The map control hasn't really come in. They haven't had any clutch situations really. It's all just been whitewashes, getting completely wrecked at the drop-down room, especially by HE grenades as well. Final pause comes in. I should say 3 out of 4. You get what I'm saying. And Galil's, Deagles, Tech 9s. This is all they've got to work with here. Next, nice work to get the double frag there. And Keeve, he's stepping up once again here, this major. The coach is feeling it as well.
Gobby just ecstatic, as he should be. This team is the surprise of the tournament. What a package they've put together. 1 round to be 4-0 in total, and 1-0 in an all-important quarterfinal. Pressure on for Immortals, and not a lot to work with.
Definitely not. Galil's Wolfpack mentality towards Long A, but it's Laguerre. He's having the game. We'll see if he can hold them off once again. Drops the incendiary, but this time taken down by Steel.
Comes to danger. So our first pick finally for Immortals. Not something they've had and been able to secure very often.
And they upgrade one of the Pistols to an AK now, getting stronger and stronger. A real chance to take this to overtime. Gobby though, aggressive towards Long. Not the greatest position. Can get flashed off there. It's a one and done technically, but he can get backed up by his teammates.
Boost for Tabson.
I like that boost though. This is exciting me. Tabson can cause some damage here, but they are focusing primarily towards Long A. He's gonna have to turn around and back up Gobby. Good smoke though, perfect smoke.
Slows them down, partially blinded. Can Tabson see above it? That's the better question. Missed time from Gobby, and we might have overtime on the cards. Tabson's forced off of it. It's a 5 versus 3, and he's got caught out by KNG wrapping around. Of all times to not be able to shut them down. Oh, Nex. So close to taking out Steel. 2 HP, a WP for Keeve, but he's got to go a lot further than just 1 kill. In a panic situation toward the vent because bomb planted. He has a kit, but no further utility. And he's stuck on the AWP, at least for now. If he wants another gun, he's got to get a lot closer. Wrapping around as well, even if he goes toward the huts. Bolts finds him from the top of the ramp, and we've got extra rounds.
We're going into overtime. It didn't look likely there. Immortals struggling tremendously on this T side. Great half from Big, I have to say, but falling at the final hurdle there. Everything's reset now. That momentum does not carry through. 10K per player. MR3 will be first and 19 at the top of the scoreboards. 18-18, we do it all over again. We do not swap halves, Immortals stay on the T side here. And it seems like they're finding more success for these simpler plays, just grouping up, focusing on Long A, finding that first pick as well. The gear that went down first has been an absolute monster in this second half. Round number 1. CTs have to be very careful with their economy here. Keeve with the AWP. No head out by 3 players, not really required. You're not being up against any SMGs or anything like that, but here we go. Faster play towards B. This could be a straight-up rush. All 5 players towards the upper platform, Matt. Here we go.
They're in, they're going. Nex and Tabson are not in position, they're not ready for it. They've got to get the first kill, shut them down. They've got to be early on the denial of entry. So far they trade, but trade's not yet enough if it's chaotic and allows for the bomb plant, and better than trades. Henny's able to slip up and find Nex, leaving Keeve again in another 1 versus 3, and Op purchased overtime. MR3, he's bailing, he wants to keep it.
Has to. Yeah, has no choice there. It costs a lot of money to bring the orb from the armor out, spacing nades as well. You're not left him much money at all. He's actually only got $3,900. 1,400 on top of that next round, so has to save his orb.
Great call to change the pace.
Why
we
not?
Didn't see that from them all.
You've got these star players, these raw aimers. Pound for pound, Immortals do out-frag Big pretty much every single time. And why are you not just focusing on that? Say as a 5-man unit, get that rush going on, instead of going to the defaults and getting wrecked by HE grenades. This is get in there. let's start hitting some shots. Let's let our star players have some movement. And it's Henny who gets 2 frags into the round, and V-Rush is all the call they need, apparently. I like that a lot. First time they've done it, it works out for them. They go down 1-0 here. Nice way to kick off overtime. Great call. Get the first banner, guys. That's what you're usually aiming for. The rule book, the strategy book, whatever you want to call it, goes out the window in overtime. You're trying to think back, what worked there? How can we adapt what we've currently been doing? Why are we getting shut down across the board? And now, to stick together, I like it. Simple, but effective. Number 2 now. Still with the AWP, of course, after saving in the previous. Money, though, if you lose this round, you're left with pretty much nothing. You get UMPs and pistols. And that 2-0 comes in, you need to be very careful. Manage the economy well. If you have to save, sometimes it's better just to do that and think about the future instead of trying to have the heroic plays.
Close proximity to the doorway. Yep, he wants them to walk in, and they do. Thank you very much. I'll take charity at any point in time, as Lucas is at least able to trade it back by getting Gobby toward drop. Kiev double scoped, wants the first shot. Jump across, forget it, he'll flick. He will flick indeed. Oh, nearly gets it. Molotov will lock down the position, flash up over the wall. He wanted to repeat it, but got blinded himself. Creative way of doing it. Bit optimistic in how much distance he has to travel. Watch that smoke. And watch the boost on the reverse side, because they've just put KNG up with the op. Kiev's got to be a lot more careful about how he chooses to repeat. Flank heading toward Legia. Smart reposition for the CT side of AWP and Kiev, but next, bottom stairs traded out immediately. Kiev, as I mentioned, repositioned though, has control, but not the speed for the second kill. And overwhelmed as taps in behind the rock. Where is this coming from? Immortals finally getting space, but bombed it. Oh, missed shot. Legia had to hit that early. And bring it to the one-on-one as soon as the bomb was planted. Now the element of surprise gone, but still he's able to push through. Bolts is not ready for it. And Lucas comes back through toward window. Legia backs it off. He's got a smoke. He's got the kit. But if he goes immediately on top of it, Lucas is going to play aggressive so that he can't hold it. He might have gotten away with it, but there's no sense chancing it if he still has time. Molotov close side. This is going to be the hold, because it's going to force him back. He's got to go wide side around. He's protected. What a brilliant Molotov! What a brilliant Molotov to force out the time and position.
Very calm. Great work there from Legia. Knew exactly what he had to do there. I was about to say, as we were building that one up, he's got a smoke and an incendiary. He can lock off 2 key points of the map there. Wherever he's going to be struggling. I thought he dropped the incendiary towards drop down, then goes to that defuse. That's the only place he can be, is connector or the drop down room. He could be doing to the full defuse of that plant as well. The incendiary towards that area. He's done it, but like you said, even better perhaps. Covering himself with the smoke. Little smile there perhaps. He knows he's enjoyed himself. He's having one hell of a game. Probably the best performance I've seen from Legia in quite some time. Rush middle. It's up to Immortals now to dictate the pace.
That nade again.
It's happening.
It's absolutely slaughtering them as KNG at least trades it this time, but it gives Legia again a chance. Smoke down. He's got to push through it because he's given up A, and whoa, he's being watched, but not anymore. Patience. Patience not anymore either, because Goppy's got the kill, but he's still in a good position. KNG knows it. He's going to go hunting for him. Spots the head, but can't get the shot. A big whiff. Leaves them locked on 2s. HP relatively even. But advantage to the bomb plant. Legia tagged through the door. Wasn't ready for bolts to appear. AWP for Kiev to win the first overtime half. He's spotted in the open. His steal goes high. Immortals get 2. Big only get 1.
Immortals do get 2 after having a shocking regulation Teague side. They've seemed to have adjusted themselves, kept it simple as go for these rushes. But you're right, that nade once again in middle. How much damage can be inflicted with the HEs here? It's unbelievable. And this problem is they're trying to stick together. They're trying to keep it simple, and that's going to be a massive issue. You get an HEs thrown at you and lands in a massive group of the players there. But still they recover. And the clutch not working out with a decent flank from Legia as well. And he stepped up tremendously for the big side, but wasn't quite enough. They switch over to the T side now, where they struggled as well. Remember, it's 12-3 in the first half. Do they have a similar mentality? They start grouping up and saying, let's stick as that 5-man unit. We're getting wrecked by the double AWP setup, and that's what's coming out once again. Immortals, KNG especially. He was quiet in the second half. I'm expecting some huge things now.
He's getting cheeky with a T-sided AWP. Not where he's had most of its success, to be fair. does it always seem to go that when T-sides are the struggle in the regular 30 rounds, you hit overtime, and suddenly they appear with a change in pace and urgency. Watch out for Godby to check corner. If tactics weren't a thing the first time they played on the T-half, they might need to be now. Slow pace again. KNG's watching down to bottom of middle. Henny on the other op is toward Chicken Coop, and they're still not deciding on the big side where they want to go. Very patient from Immortals.
Indeed.
Not buying into any of the slow play from Big, not going for information that could cost them.
One more round from that point. Don't want to give anything away here, especially on that CT side. Don't want that money to start dwindling away. Will be an A-sided attack. Tapson once again a drop down. His 4 teammates waited to execute, but they did run out of time. They weren't managing that correctly in regulation. It's going to be still to find Tap. That's a key frag. Here comes the final commitment there, but Legia hitting shots once again.
Good opener. They know Lucas is toward the barrels. The problem is to get far enough inside of the site to get him. They have to cover off the balcony. They've done that. And down they both go. Bomb plant follows immediately as Steel goes down to next. Very good entry, and it wasn't strategical. It wasn't tactical. It was just straight up. Entry kills and leaves Henny. And versus 3, it was 4. Chances of anything beyond that, pretty slim. Doesn't have a kid either, so backs away. 17-17.
Indeed. It's 18 required from that point, but Big do tie things up. Slow and steady as usual, but this time much better. I thought Immortals could pick that one up, considering one of the key scalps for Big went down first. Tapson in that drop-down room. They go towards A, they stick together. McGee opening things up. He managed to get 2 frags in total. He's having one hell of a performance, I have to say. Keith with the AWP as well. You said it's a little bit cheeky in the T side, but it works out for them that round. And then a pause comes in once again. This must be the final pause now, I think. Not a lot of them. Just a chance to calm down, work out what the play is. We didn't see the best T side from either of these teams, so tactical time for Big, yes indeed, their last one. 4 out of 4. A chance for the coach to chime in, give his input, help out Godby with this final call to get them to map point potentially here. Double up setup. Not sure it's a possibility right now. We'll have a look. Single. So yeah, Henny, he gets the only AWP here. And again, I have to say, Matt, why is KNG not AWPing on CT side of Cobblestone?
He's been much, much better, to be fair.
He's got 28 frags, Henny 13. Sure, he is the main AWPer, but you've got to ask yourself, like, if someone's not playing that well, maybe it's time you just took the rifle and gave him the responsibility.
Yeah, absolutely. Playing to the strengths. He's certainly been one, KNG.
Like, he's been anchoring the A side as well, meaning you have 4 players towards that B side of the map. I think that's cool for me, but who knows what's Henny up to this round. He's decent in the B-bomb side generally. This hasn't really arrived, apart from one very important round.
Straight through the smoke. Next will jump across. This is only map 1, let's not forget. Immortals allowed Inferno to come into the pool. SK were bested on by Big. Not so sure we can still say they're the little brother anymore, Immortals. I think they're emerging from the shadow at this point. In this event, they are legends, rightfully so. Oh, look at the nades again. This time it's against Big. They're the ones caught off by a really well-thrown double Molotov play. Tapson and Godby get trapped between it. They know they were going for that position every time in the first half. First time they played T-side. Next, we snap to his perspective, but it's Legia instead that finds bolts on the other side. Steel, he slips behind them, but will that go undetected or not? Tapson's ready for it. Big, for their second time, might find the first map point of overtime, their second in the game, that is. Lucas is the last alive. Nade thinks about it. It would have been a kill. He'll continue to try and do what he can. Pretty much has to at this point in time, and through the edge of the door they spot him. Godby's able to capitalize. 18-17 for Big.
Once again, it's the gear opening things up towards that B side. That's a huge weight off their shoulders, guaranteeing second overtime if required, and the money's going to be broken for Immortals. We described it in the build-up to this overtime. Go 2-0 down, and then left with pistols, and saved him 4 from what I can see. KNG had some more residual cash there, so he's got the M4A4 out. So 3 smokes and flashbangs, 4 pistols and a rifle. If ever there was a chance to close it out for Big, this would be it. 1 round will do it. Immortals to dig deep once again. Can they find anything with the Desert Eagles and the CZs? Here we go, it's building up once more.
Kiev watches wide side of the smoke as they continue to approach. Legia will be the leader. The hard charge. Tabson's gonna go solo this time. Down drop, knife out, they jump in. Bolts is ready, Bolts goes undetected. Bolts finds 2, almost to 3rd on a 5-7. But Tabson makes his way in from the E-box, from drop. And bomb down, they have the advantage. Lucas with the deagle only to work with no kits. KNG down, rifle gone. The comeback might in fact be complete from the German side, even if they needed extra rounds. From 12-3 down, Lucas will walk in, it's all up to him, and they're ready for it. They'll spot him out as he goes around the corner, everyone faces, woo! Lucky shot to find Tabson as he re-peeks back out. AWP has to back off from Kiev. If he finds the shot on Gobby, don't rule him out. Ooh. He's got it as well. He's only got 12 HP, but he's lost track of where Kiev is. The shot, he's on it. Kiev, why is he not peeking? Goes for the knife. Oh my goodness. You talk about config, BM. Take that and stick it. He throws it back in Immortal space. A risky play, but Big are magnificent in map 1.
I'm not a fan of the decision with the knife map, but it works. Just about. 12-3 down, the Big fans are loving it. They've got their own section here. What a comeback. The job's not done yet, but that was an amazing performance from them. Legia especially, 35 kills from him. Known to be one of the weaker fraggers in the team. He's stepping up in this major and delivering a world-class performance.
What a troll.
Yeah, Kiev.
Goes for the knife to close it in overtime.
Lucas did a good job there at the deagle, to be fair, to bring it down to the 1v1. If he full defuses that, there's a chance. And you missed the knife or misjudged the placement, the angle, maybe that falls apart. But what a way to finish it. I think he had 3 knives in total in that map.
And 1 early on. He's confident in his air mechanics, his air acceleration. Both times he strafes toward them, but that is just an incredible comeback. Big looked like they were lost tactically. First time we've seen them in this tournament not really having a plan that was going well on a T side. And Immortals just fall flat and get shut down, I have to say. With similar styles, they try and go with default tactics and could not penetrate the defense.
I knew this was going to be a good series. I thought it was, especially the pool coming up as well.
It's got me super sweaty,
I was about to say, Matt, I didn't want to address it. Like, you do like you're enjoying yourself, you're getting stuck in. But maybe we'll give you...
Literally in the shirt, it's a little sticky.
We'll give you a break and we'll go over to the panel. Paul, what are you saying? Well, there's blood, sweat and tears, and that's just in the commentary box. What a game from Big and Immortals. Game 1 turns around on a 12-3 first half loss. Terrible T-side from Big, and yet they come back to win it on the knife. We're back with Moses and Natu once more. Jason, I saw your face at the end of that game. You were kind of like... What did I just watch?
Yeah, it was wild, wasn't it?
It was wild.
I actually will amend one thing. I don't think it was a terrible side out of Big on the T side. In terms of, yes, they only get 3 rounds. You obviously want way more than that. But the crazy thing is they're getting into the site, right? The tactics are working. They're getting towards those end games. They just got out-clutched, essentially, by Immortals. When it got down to those 2-on-2s, 3-on-3s, it was the ops ringing true. It was KNG being a monster. It was Steel on that B-bomb side. I mean, all the plays in that first half went in the favor of the Immortals guys. And then when you get to the second half, here's where we have an atrocious T side. Here's where it took them like 10 rounds to figure out that running into 3 grenades and drop zone every single round isn't a winning strategy. Like just taking at least
ask the question. To be fair, I did ask the question.
Yeah.
How many rounds would it take before they figured out that they can't get into drop? And it was 10.
Yeah, and I said if I'm Immortals, my game plan is go at drop zone, go at God B, see what you can get out of there. Probably why I'm not a coach. They ate so many grenades and just never adjusted from it.
Also, there was a couple of times where they threw grenades in, did 50, 60 damage to a couple of people. Then, for good measure, threw in a Molotov as well, and they were standing in it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just have to say, Legia, I mean, come on, what's going on? He's not even rolling back the gears anymore. This is something else.
Can I just recap? Top frags.
Go ahead.
Has AWP kills. Got a knife kill on Henny.
Two knife kills.
2 knife kills. A 1v2 clutch in the smoke with the Molotov thrown out for good measure. The only thing I can't find is an ace.
Yeah, I mean, he was getting.
But the guy's
like,
had a monster game.
Right, he was saying on the second, like, especially there towards the end, on overtime, he would be getting kills, like really important kills when they were hitting the bomb side a little bit more simplistically, even through the edges of the smokes a lot of the time. And in the first half, like Jason was saying, actually, their T side was actually pretty good. It was always a matter of getting that one more kill that they never got to really just break the bomb side, get positioning, get the bomb down, and they'd have the advantage. But you had Seal playing in Chicken Coop a bunch of times. He would have a great flash come in, he'd get that one more kill, just slow down the attack. Then you obviously had Henny in a couple of instances, and KNG, like he was just denying them on that A bomb side so many times. Like it's not even for him to get the kills, but just being all the time there so that they don't get the bomb side. That just makes it impossible for Big to be winning any of those rounds.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the first half, you have to sit there and you kind of go, "Where's Henny?" Because KNG was the main AWPer, and I think Henry said it during the commentary.
Rightfully.
When you go into overtime, why are you not giving? KNG's obviously hot. Why don't you give him the AWP?
Yeah, which you should. I mean, that it's a weapon where the momentum, having the feel for it, and when you're hitting your shots, you're hitting much more flicks more consistently in that situation. It's a given that you give the AWP to that kind of guy.
Especially because also the executes coming into that B bomb site where Henning primarily plays, right? Like with all those smokes and everything, it's a little difficult. It seemed like KNG had plenty of success when he was rotating over. So yeah, probably would have gone that route.
This is the clutch.
This is where it starts to feel like this almost felt to me like a little bit more of a misplay from Lucas. Like he planted that. I don't think he was the planner, but like you know it's on the other side of the pillar. Like you either have to go through the Molotov or play that a little bit more aggressively at a room. But too much room for Legia to work with. I thought
he's having far too much fun in this game.
I mean, I'm telling you right now, this is probably Legia's best game he's ever had in his entire career.
Well, it's statistically his best game in a major ever.
Well, I think being at a major is just what makes it all the better, right? Like this is what a stage to have it on. If you're going to have the best game of your career, he's one of the people, when Big first was formed, and there was like, do they have enough firepower? He was like the go-to name to bring up and say, you know, Legia's not going to provide much. He drops 35 here. That's a stellar match, and he played very intelligently. It wasn't like these kills are just given to him. He earned most of these. Yeah,
he's had plenty of stick on this very desk over the last few days as well. So it's not like we haven't given him stick for having the old rough game.
Here's what he's also had. He's had Gabi getting his back for the past year. I mean, this is a guy that's handpicked by Gabi to be in the squad, and obviously putting him to good use. And obviously now, I guess we're starting to see a reason why Gabi wants him in this team.
He's definitely seen something in him.
And yeah, it has to be frustrating for Immortals when they tried a lot of things. They played slow pace, they picked up the pace, and that's when they actually starting to get some rounds, is when they simplified their game plan and just went off of trade kills. But you just gotta love Gabi and the way he plays. You know, first he plays really passively in drop, he just plays in connector. In that one round that Immortals is going for that A split, of course he's set there. There's not really that enough utility or flashes coming in. He's having a breeze of a time, gets a cheeky little 3K there. Basically does a whole attack by his own. So it's just great to see how they constantly keep on thinking and changing little tiny bits of how they do different parts of the map to make it super hard for their opponents to make a play.
MVP on screen right now. It's worth saving this one.
Surprise. I think we're all shocked here.
Yes. I'm almost speechless, one would say.
He's a lovely guy, and it's just great that he's had a monster game here at the Major.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, no better time to do it is when you're in these quarterfinals, especially in a comeback effort as well. Like down 3-12 also. I mean, to be that kind of an effort to keep your team in this match and claw them back into it is huge. You have to say, we talk a lot about Immortals, how emotional, how momentum-based they are, and we know from the horse's mouth, Steel has constantly said when the things aren't going well, communication shuts down, and it's hard for them to get out of that rut. I mentioned it looked like they were kind of learning how to grind out some games. Didn't happen this time around.
Yeah, our scoreboard presented by Boomio is on screen right now, which confirms the multitude of kills that Legia picked up in that one. 35 for 23, 92.8 ADR in that one. Tabson also having a good 28, still 31 for 26 on the other side. And the standout score, oddly, is Henny, 13 for 27. I can't remember when he's had that bad of a game.
It's not... Honestly, and this I don't want this to sound too harsh, but it's not that much of like a surprise in the sense that we know Henny's been up and down. We know on the big stages he has been that player who's crumbled in the past, and that's always been part of Immortals' struggles to get to the major. Is when you have someone like Henny that has such big impact a lot of the times, when he's not having that impact, they haven't found anyone that can pick up the slack. That's kind of what KNG has been doing recently, but certainly, especially if you're a team like Immortals that's going to love this double up setup, you can't have Henny having this kind of a game.
Yeah, and also, I mean, he didn't really have much to do on that first half. That's the thing. like then on the second half they go for a very heavy kind of a style there, and he's not really getting the room that he kind of needs to be able to make those kind of plays. So then he's the type of guy that doesn't seem to be able to get back from a rough kind of a start. So that's what really adds it up.
All right, we're going to get more from Natu and from Moses in just a moment. But first, let's go back in time and rewind to yesterday where Sir Scoots caught up with Steel.